Oh, now then. That might have worked. Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's rolling. Can you check audio, Ben?
Yeah.
What a carry on. Just turn it off and back on again, isn't it?
Ah.
No. Let's just try.
Yeah, audio's fine.
Putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Audio's suddenly gone weird.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's working. I've checked it on mine.
Praise Jabalon.
Praise indeed.
Right, we're recording everywhere now.
Brilliant. Let's get the show on the road.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, willkommen, bienvenue, konnichiwa. It's the Army's Inquisition yet again, episode 150 on Saturday the 19th of September. I'm Amish Phil.
I'm Amish Ben.
And I'm Amish Matt.
The dwarf, the cripple, and the mother of madness.
And we've got an interloper in our chat. It's Adam from Conspiranormal. How are we doing, Adam?
Good, guys. How you guys doing? It's good to be on the Amish Inquisition. So
Good
really
stuff.
happy to be joining you guys today.
It's great, yeah. We're you must be pretty stressed out at the minute with what's happening next week.
Yeah, we got a lot going on at the moment. We're still, doing our podcast, and we got a conference coming up next weekend called the Strange Realities Conference, and kind of getting down to the wire. We actually got a nice little. Well, one of our presenters is Tim Banal of Banal of America, and he actually is the news editor for Coast to Coast AM. And last night he was on and actually got the host of the show to repeat the Strange Realities Conference.com website on
Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast AM last night. So that was pretty good. I must say, man, we were pretty happy about that.
Nice.
So we've gotten a few more orders in today, and we're rapidly getting to the point where we're going to be putting this on next week. So
How many is this now you've done?
This is number 2. We actually started last year with I guess you can say, quote unquote, live event here in Nashville, Tennessee. And we were going to do the same thing this year as well, with a little bit, maybe do it a little bit more of an improvement over last year. But of course, COVID hit and not able to do any real live events. And so we switched to this. We switched this thing online this year, and so we're going to be doing it as an online paranormal conference.
So I noticed one of your speakers was Carl Abramson.
Oh no, Carl is not one of our speakers actually.
Oh,
I wish he was.
Oh, did he just come on recently?
He came on Conspiranormal back in I think that was May. I think into May, beginning of June. Yeah.
Who have you got coming on?
We've got. I'm sorry.
Other than Tim.
Oh, other than Tim? Oh, several people. I mean, I can kind of go down the list if you'd like. We've got a lot of people that have been on our show involved with Conspiranormal in the past. various kind of different topics like UFOs and of course the Bigfoot and conspiracy theories and all kinds of, like, really this thing is just like a grab bag. We've even got like a true crime presentation as well. So
That's massive at the moment, isn't it?
yeah, we've got oh yeah, true crime. Absolutely. It's huge. It's huge. We don't talk a lot about it on our show. Do you guys talk about it on yours?
I think maybe right at the beginning we might have talked about sort of the more famous ones, Making a Murderer on Netflix and things like that, potentially.
Sure. Yeah, so we've got kind of run down the list of speakers, and we got 21 people speaking at this thing this year because we're doing it online. We're really able to just expand, and we don't have to bring people here to Nashville. So it's like we could get as many people as we wanted within reason. So that's kind of what we did. I think if we'd done a live, we probably would have had like about maybe 8 to 10 speakers. But this year we're doing 21. So doing it online has kind of been a godsend in some ways for us.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. I love this sort of hidden history in ones when it comes to Conspiranormal in particular. Like your recent episode with the guy who was talking about Louis Farrakhan.
Oh yeah, Stephen Findley.
That's it, yeah, Stephen Findley.
Yeah, that was a really good one. That's actually one that I learned a lot that I didn't even know about.
Well, well, no, not a big history buff. I'm more into ancient history, but I love the sort of lesser known history and stories that you don't hear about generally. It's always piques my interest.
Oh yeah, I'm always good for that, especially something that is like kind of tied in with like either religion or like the paranormal in a way.
Yeah, esoteric stuff.
Yeah, I mean that was especially interesting in the light of like Louis Farrakhan being I'd always heard about that he had gone. He said that he went to UFOs and the mother wheel kind of concept, and that he kind of had like really this experience that was very similar to like a UFO contactee experience. So it was interesting to kind of see the different dichotomy between and similarities between those two experiences and how he kind of used it. That was probably one of my, I think, most recent favorite episodes that we did because there was just so much material involved with that.
Definitely stuck out for me. I really enjoyed that one. It's the Nation of Islam. I mean, it's not really well known over here in the UK. The sort of the Nation of Islam stuff.
Sure.
It's just not in the public. It seems to be unique to the States.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm sure there's probably some branches out there. I would assume they're probably throughout the whole world. I mean, it was really just a movement that was kind of really, focused towards African Americans primarily. So I don't know if it's gone to other areas of the world. I suppose like any other religion, it probably has by this point. But it was kind of like manufactured here in the United States. It's very much kind of like a homegrown kind of religion, and you'll see these guys now and then. I used to see by a Baptist church out here in Nashville. Close to where I used to work. There was a guy that used to sit out on the interstate, not on the interstate, in the intersection, and he would hand out copies of their newspaper and that kind of thing. So it's an interesting and a kind of an obscure subject, and that's the kind of stuff that we really like to talk about on the show. And Stephen Findley's great because he's a religious studies professor.
Yeah.
So he's really trying to understand the whole UFO, kind of framework in the light of like religious studies, which is something that somebody like Diana Pasuka which is someone that we've had on the show as well. We've talked to her about too. She's another one that's kind of trying to do that, looking at the UFO phenomenon from the point of view of like a religion, essentially.
Something we've noticed that we enjoy is when you can get proper legit scholars, and you
Yeah.
you can just pick the brains, and it's like it's a bit of a privilege, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right.
it absolutely is. I noticed that you guys had on the guy who wrote about the Bronze Age collapse.
Yeah, that was last week. Eric Klein, yeah.
Yeah.
I
That looks that I'm gonna have to go and listen to that show because that looks like extremely interesting.
It's one of these sort of lesser known, again, sort of lesser known histories because people who are interested in ancient histories tend to get sucked into the classical period and ancient Rome and ancient Greece, and it's often overlooked, and people assume that there's probably nothing really to read from back then. There's not much evidence other than archaeological, but there's so much text from the Amarna letters, and they find sunken ships, and it's amazing what they can decide just by finding a shipwreck, by analyzing the pots inside and the sort of relationships that they can extract from a wreck to sort of describe what sort of trading relationships different peoples had at the time. It's amazing what they can do with so little.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that was
Absolutely.
great. It's the first podcast I've ever been nervous for. Have you ever been nervous for one, Adam?
Oh yeah,
A
yeah,
lot.
all the time. I mean, I've I guess it kind of depends on the when I first started. That was kind of how it was for me because I was talking to people that I really had only seen on like say like TV or books or people's books that I had read. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, it can be pretty daunting at first. I don't think there's been anyone that's been like too much lately. I think it's like you're kind of as a podcast, as you're kind of like influence or your clout or whatever rises, you kind of get to a point of like equality somewhat with these people, but it still kind of blows my mind that I'm able to talk to the people that I talk to.
Mhm.
I really enjoy it. But yeah, at the first, yeah, I was pretty nervous because a lot of it is just like I didn't really know what I was doing back then. I was just kind of doing what I was doing, and that was it, So
How many episodes are you on now?
we're going to post episode 332 here coming up, and that is going to be one of our Strange Realities conference preview shows where we interviewed we interview some of the presenters. We've been doing these as like a series.
Yeah, over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, yeah. We've actually streamed those to YouTube. So this is just like what we've already streamed to YouTube, but it's going to go onto the podcast feed because we did a lot more listeners on their podcast than we do like on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, I dropped in on the Guy Malone one the other night.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I saw your comment on there. Yeah. Guy is a good
Did I comment something? I
yours.
must have been pissed.
What was that?
I said, did I comment something? I must have been pissed. I can't remember.
No, I think you said something like "great show" or something, or "good information,"
Oh, thank God for that.
or something like that. But yeah, he's Guy is a really good friend of mine. I've known him for several years. He was Baby Yoda just fell over.
Podcaster down.
He was Guy I actually met at this event called the End of Days conference back here in Nashville in 2010, and turned out the guy knew some. He's from Nashville as well, although he lives in Roswell, New Mexico now. And it turns out that he had we knew people. We had like common people in common, so we kind of got to talking about that and kind of got interested in what he was talking about at that conference, and had him on as one of our first guests. And he had actually moved to back to Nashville for a brief period of time. And Guy had actually had him in the studio, which was my bedroom at the time, I think that's true for all of us, just about as podcasters, which I'm seeing these studios here. So, we had him there, and he was one of my first guests back in like 2012. And so he spoke at last year's conference too. So he's been a big supporter of Conspiranormal.
How will it work practically next weekend at the conference? Will it be like a Zoom thing, or?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
How will it work practically at the conference next week? Will it be like this, like a Zoom call type thing, or?
Well, what we are going to do, so we are using to actually stream it. We're using StreamYard. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. We're using that, and we're actually streaming it to a Facebook group page that is a private group. And to get in there, people have to have bought a ticket to view the presentations. Right. So that's how we're streaming it. We're looking at maybe doing some other options if you guys have some suggestions for next year, because I think just as a whole, we probably need to start moving away from something like Facebook. Because apparently they're one of the things they're doing soon is like cracking down on like live performances, I think. And I think they're specifically targeting DJs for some odd reason. I don't know how that applies to us and what we're doing, but I think that some of this stuff may be severely restricted. But it's a private group, and people can actually, after the presentation is over, the presentations are going to be, and we're going to have doing probably about like 3-hour blocks of them. We're going to have the presentations all on that Facebook group page. If people want to come and they miss a presentation, they can go back and they can watch it. So it's going to be available on there for a little while. And that's especially good for guys like yourselves over there in the UK, who's about like, I think that's a 6-hour time difference.
Yeah.
You guys are 6 hours ahead of us, and it may be a little difficult, I think, for people to, view it like real early in the morning or real late at night. So that's going to be good as well for people to go back and watch these.
Yeah, rewatch them. Yeah.
Who you particularly looking forward to seeing then yourself?
I'm really looking forward to seeing really everybody, but in particular, I think that Steven Snyder, who's also known as Recluse, who is he does a blog called the Bicep Blog and has a really excellent podcast that he runs called The Farm that I think you guys would enjoy. He's really knowledgeable and of several different kind of true conspiracy theory kind of details. He has written a book called Strange Tales of the Parapolitical. So I'm looking forward to his presentation and what he's bringing to the table. This is actually going to be the first time he's ever spoken anywhere. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Also, my good friend, Dr. Future, from formerly of the Future Quake podcast. He is going to be presenting as well. And I finally was able to talk him into doing that this year.
Personal favorite of mine.
He's a great guy. He's a really good friend, and he's going to be talking about some of his research from his 2 Masters and 2 Gospels book series that he's doing. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Guy's presentation, John Tenney's presentation, which I'm kind of have a mystery about. Aaron Gullius is another one that he's actually going to start us off next Friday night on the 25th. He's going to talk about conspiracy theories that have happy endings, kind of like weird utopian conspiracy theories. And Britt Rains is another one that he was at the conference last year. He wasn't able to speak because I had filled it up, but he did sit in on with us on the question and answer session from last year's conference. And I'm looking forward to his. He's going to talk about kind of like psychic phenomenon and UFOs. Greg Bishop is another one I'm looking particularly particularly looking forward to seeing about the right brain and the influence of that on UFOs and art, which is going to be, I think, interesting. Red Pill Junkie on the UMO. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That's one that's more, I think, more people in Europe are probably more familiar with that than I think over here in the United States. That was like a Spanish UFO contact sighting or incident back in, like, I think the 70s and I think early 60s actually, and kind of like it's kind of weird tie-ins to like Spanish fascism and what was going on in Spain at the time. So kind of that's what Red Pill's bringing to the table. We've got Kiki Dombrowski, who's a witchcraft practitioner. She's going to be talking about prophecies, failed and otherwise, and the people that focus primarily on the prophets of those prophecies and their lives. Jenny Ashford from the 13 O'Clock podcast. She's going to talk about a true crime series of true crime murders. I guess that's kind of a redundancy, but
excellent, Adam. Because isn't Jenny Ashford didn't she do a book on the 60s and one on the 70s and one on the 80s?
There was a series called the Faceless Villain that she did, and it was all about 20th century unsolved murders.
Yeah.
And the first one I think was like 1900 to like 1959. And then the second book was just like the 1960s and 70s. And that's like a huge book.
Yeah.
You can imagine like all the unsolved murders from the 1960s and 1970s, like what was going on at the time, right? And then she finished it off with the 80s and the 90s. And she's actually working on one that's the first 2 decades of this century now.
Wow.
So she's an incredibly prolific author. I mean, she writes fiction, but she's also written a whole book about like poltergeist cases through the centuries, several other books that she's written about the same topic.
Yeah, I've heard it
so
several
definitely
times.
would check her out
Several times on your podcast, and even though I wouldn't consider myself a true crime fan, maybe I secretly am, because they always catch my interest, those ones.
Yeah,
some of them are just so gruesome, aren't they?
Yeah,
and weird.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Finding people's heads in fridges and stuff like that. It's like,
yeah. The one that kind of got me from her, I think it was in the 60s, the one in the 60s and the 70s. There was one where just like this guy in New Jersey was going around and stabbing like little kids on the street, and just like, nobody knew who actually did it. I guess there were always suspects, but nobody knew who actually
never found it.
Never found it. Yeah,
a lot
Yeah.
of them are unsolved. Yeah,
yeah. It's
crazy.
Like you said, it's pretty gruesome stuff. But she's going to be talking about ones that are. What she's going to be presenting on is ones that are unsolved in St. Augustine, Florida. So that's like, she lives in Florida, so that's pretty close to where she is. And so like, Tim Badal is going to be presenting about a conference that he went to, a Flat Earth conference last year. Talked about when we were at our conference at Strange Realities. He talked about that he was going to it, so he's going to give like a full report on the Flat Earth conference in Dallas, Texas last year.
Is the Flat Earth different from the Hollow Earth?
Yeah, I think the Hollow Earth kind of, you have to have a round ball for it to be hollow. So I think that I think there is a difference. And incidentally, Ren Collier, it's another one that I'm looking forward to seeing as well. He is going to be talking about the Hollow Earth and some like kind of a weird occult aspects to Hollow Earth. So we've got Flat Earth on Friday, and then we'll have Hollow Earth on Sunday. So
anyone going to talk about the spherical Earth?
Right.
Oh, it's great.
It's a hollow sphere.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. I love it. It's just interesting. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, thank you.
Is it so you mentioned earlier then, so is it basically someone will do the presentation and then will every presenter offer the opportunity for people to ask questions?
Yeah, I think it's going to depend on the time. Each presenter has an hour. So if there is a time period where they get finished, there will be they can answer questions.
Yeah.
Of course, this being on Facebook, people will be able to comment. So
Yeah.
I've just kind of left that up to each presenter to what they want to, how much they want their time to be filled, and what they want to do with it. Alan Greenfield
Oh, yeah.
is going to be with us. He
It's
is
on
actually
my
doing.
list. It's on my
Yeah,
little long list.
nice. He's actually doing a straight question and answer. So,
All right.
if you guys are joining us, have questions ready for Alan Greenfield.
What are you doing on November the 13th? He's from down in Cornwall, I think, is he?
That's Mark Anthony Wyatt.
Oh, I'm getting
Alan Greenfield's here he's here in Georgia, fairly close to where we are in Atlanta.
Excellent. Well, it all sounds good. I think we'll let you go, Adam, if you obviously got a lot on your plate at the minute trying to get all this sorted out.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me and letting me kind of promote the conference on here. We'll have to do we'll have to do a more in-depth show sometime. I'll get Sergio in here as well, and we can kind of just talk about various topics. But if anyone is interested in coming, we are being a part of the Strange Realities Conference, because we kind of consider the people that are going to be paying to get in and viewing and interacting. We consider you guys a part of it as well. strangerealitiesconference.com, and that is September 25th, that Friday evening, all day Saturday the 26th, and all day Sunday the 27th. 21 speakers for $20. You cannot beat that price, because that's less than $1 a speaker. So come join us.
I don't envy you trying to organize it all.
Yeah, it's been fun. We've been doing it for we really have kind of been doing it all year, but just in the last couple of months is really when we've kind of been doing more of the promotion and getting everything together. So it's good. We're really happy with the crew that we've assembled on this, and we think you guys are going to really enjoy it.
Excellent. Sounds great. Send us some artwork or something so I can post it to social media.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll shoot it over to that same email address.
Super duper. All right. Well, thanks, Adam. It's been great talking to you, meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Adam.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Adam.
And Ben, thank you. Nice to meet you as well. Yeah. Thank you. We hope to see you there.
Cheers.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Sounds great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely nice guy. Sounds good.
$20.
20
bargain.
21 speakers.
What's that, like £6? I don't know. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Definitely cheap.
It's $3.99.
$3.50.
Yeah.
Well then,
Right.
shall we open this sucker up?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Ben's got the finger on the button. You'll have to do it.
Right, done it. Sent out to YouTube, and it's just about to go out on Facebook.
We've got literally 2 people watching, so anything could happen.
Anything.
I think one of them was me and one of them was Ben. So
Hang on, 3 of them are me. So
I might text my wife.
yeah. Well,
Let's
she's
see.
been on before, right?
Yeah, she did Bakery Corner, didn't she?
Yeah.
Short-lived segment.
Oh my gosh, we got like 4 comments. Well, 3 comments.
What does it say?
Someone's winding you up. What is Matthew wearing? Why are you on a Saturday night?
Oh, I know who that is. Because I answered. I'm right in thinking it is a shacket, right? As in a shirt jacket.
What are you wearing, Matt?
It's a shacket.
It's just a jacket. It's a lovely maroon. Look at that. And look at the detail in that. Can you see that? It's like a quilted, stitched, cross-stitched jacket.
Padded.
It's not padded.
What you're wearing is an eiderdown.
Do you want me to take it off? Do you want me to strip off? Oh no, Ben's ruining the stream, and all it's doing, Ben, is the stream is just picking up your fan noise from your laptop, so you're just on all the time. Oh no, he's gone nuclear.
Just give me 1 second.
I feel like Noel from Noel's house party. There's someone at the door.
Oh,
someone at the door.
Who's coming in?
Oh, it's P-Town.
Oh God, Ben.
From P-Town. I'm gonna sort it out.
I just can't. It's melting my eyes.
Hello, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Can see you.
Can you see? Can he? Oh, okay. Oh, he's here. Oh.
Take your phone down, please, caller.
Yeah. Have you got your radio on at the same time, caller?
It's mute.
No, he's ruined it.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Shed?
Oh, this happened last time.
Hear me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
How are we doing?
1 minute, sorry.
God.
This happened. This when he was our guest. You don't remember this happened?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's weird. For some reason, it's coming out my sound recorder, out my interface. Sound all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Not psychologically speaking, just audio quality.
Got a posh microphone, Shane.
Yeah, you sound good.
Yeah,
Ben's
don't we?
jealous of your setup.
He stepped it up. I saw he had that little tight 50mm angle right close. I was like, damn, I had that wide angle. Missed the opportunity. Could have pulled it in tight.
And now he's had to go to his backup camera, and he looks like there's some kind of nuclear flash going off, and that's why he's disappeared, because it's so bright.
What's he got, like an umbrella up there and like a proper LED light setup?
He had a big
Got
lamp.
his wedding photography stuff out.
He has a massive lamp. I saw that earlier. You might be able to explain now.
What's happening, Ben?
I've just been told off because Big Chicken's on the podcast and I didn't ask permission.
Oh.
So I've been told off by a 7-year-old.
What happened to
Wait, hang on. I'm on the weird backup camera that I bought from Soviet Russia. So there's some interference. Yeah, I could do this, but it's not very flattering.
What happened to the first?
Oh, there we go. That's better. That's actually better.
This is like Noel's house party or whatever that one is where you
It's on the TV.
come into your room, Anton Deck.
Imagine if you're on that program and your wife nips out the room and you just checked yourself, felt a bit, is there something not quite right down there? And you just whopped your dick out and it was just on there on BBC One, 6 o'clock, Sunday afternoon.
Is this a regular occurrence, Matt? Are you?
Well, yeah, when Mel leaves the room, I sometimes have to go, fucking hell, see what's going on.
A scratch and a sniff.
Going on with you, Jane?
Listen, that, the podcasting life, just traveling the world.
You're from P-Town podcast? Are
Yeah.
you still doing like remote interviews and stuff or what?
Started to do face-to-face now. So I just did, I started a new thing on P-Town called P-Town Music, where I just do a quick interview with the musician and then we play 3 of their tracks. So that was the first one I did face-to-face. So, I can do 2 meters. I got like 1 meter XLR leads, so 2 of them makes 2 meters. So sure, that's fine. We talk on the in-breath as well, just to be extra sure.
Not wear a mask?
It's optional. Depends on the guest.
All right, okay. Not wear a visor?
No.
All right.
Visors, man.
No, I'm not one of them. Although obviously with people with underlying medical conditions, a visor is completely appropriate. However, I
Phil
don't.
normally wears a visor on the podcast, don't you, Phil? You've got that
Yeah.
that dealer's visor. I've not seen it for a while.
Darth Vader's wearing it.
Oh, he is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to queue up for a COVID test on Wednesday, and the chap in front of me had a mask and a visor on outside.
A miser.
And, the plastic kept falling out. He had to keep picking it up every 5 minutes.
Oh, he's probably getting worse off the ground, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just putting like the filth next to his face.
Yeah.
It's like Tremors, where it travels under the ground.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that the next announcement? Is that how we're going to cancel Christmas? The virus has
Oh, I know.
formed a large worm
The
structure.
that'll be a sandworm. June's coming out just before Christmas. as
I
well,
can
just-
see.
just in
I
time.
can
Can't wait for that.
see. It's going to be Grinch, isn't it? Grinch headlines at Christmas and Oliver Cromwell cancelling Christmas.
Cromwell.
Yeah.
Who are they
Or
gonna-
the is it Robin Hood when who plays? Is this?
Alan
I'm gonna cut.
Rickman.
That's it. Yeah.
Sure,
I'm gonna cut
nothing.
Lockley's horse out with a spoon and cancel Christmas.
Yeah. So that's going to happen, isn't it?
Who's going to be the Christmas villain? Who's going to be made up to look like the Grinch on the front page?
Who do you think?
Cummings.
At Mancock, of course.
Hancock, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Cummings would make a good Grinch.
He's halfway there, isn't he?
Mm.
And a Gollum.
Hey.
Oh, Ben, you look normal again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice of you to lie like that.
What are you drinking?
Bully it, bourbon. Drinking for adults, kids. Also, this podcast. So, if you're listening, don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to be pissed to listen to this podcast.
Wadcast?
Yeah. I said it.
Podcast. What is that? You've got some kind of. Oh,
It's my beer.
yeah,
This
it's the-
podcast is sponsored by Fuller's. Little to Phil's knowledge.
It's
Is
not-
it?
You were in the sideline.
Yeah, because Phil's dead against advertising. Lots of advertisers have been contacting me directly.
Just
Did you
turn
not-
up with like a baseball cap on, a scarf. And,
Yeah,
what? I just really like Pepsi now.
yeah.
I
and
think.
this is
No,
a
it's
normal
weird,
way.
but-
It's a normal way to drink beer.
Oh. It's not the beer, it's what they put in the water that worries me.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Alex.
Hey,
That reminds me, did you see that Joe Rogan one where you had those two guys who did those fake not psychological tests, but wrote fake papers. Basically, one was like they were taking the piss out of cancel culture, and they had like they did a test on people who stopped the dogs from having sex with
Yeah.
other male dogs or the female dogs. It's something like the perpetuation of the heterosexual stereotype within canine owners, and they won
yeah.
awards for it as well.
Is it not? This was the thing they were trolling, weren't they? They were trolling.
Yeah.
What's it?
Science's research paper.
Yeah. What's it called? Publications. I can't remember what the term is for like when you get that magazine. It has them all in. That's it. Journal.
Lancet, a journal.
Yeah, a journal. Yeah.
Peter Bogdasian, I think, is the main guy. And then there's another guy, and Helen Plutrose, who's the English lady. She was part of the threesome who wrote these papers. Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? What they'll publish
And
anything.
We talked about this, haven't we? In terms of how things you can work out the percentages and stuff, so it fits your hypothesis, or you have and they don't publish negative results. It's something like 99% positive, no negative, or whatever. What's been disproven.
As long as it goes along with the political agenda of the time as well.
Yeah, and talking about journals, you talked, didn't you, about you sent us something to WhatsApp about Scientific American backing a president. Was it called? Was it Scientific American?
Yeah, first time in 170 years of the history they've come out.
Their entire history.
they've come out in favour of Joe Biden.
I
Yeah.
got hairy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funny crossing the line, really, that, isn't it? Sort of
Mm.
science and politics. Well, it's been happening since the start of the coronavirus, and you could argue with climate change as well, this sort of interlacing between science and politics when really this should be separate.
Really? Yeah.
I don't think there's any room for politics and science.
What do you guys do on the
That's-
podcast when you? Sorry, what do you guys do on the podcast when you run up against something that you know is total bullshit, but you got a guest on and you don't want to offend them? Do you call bullshit or do you you just go quiet?
Just, we're not that big yet, so we can't do it.
Shoot them down.
I don't think.
Got 2 million followers on
Oh, I think the
Challenge
closest
a bit.
the closest we got was what was he called? Andrew Shatkin, who almost died on the podcast. Want to play the clip, Phil?
What, Andrew Shatkin? What,
Yeah, go on.
What was it, 2 weeks ago, was it?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think the closest we got to. That's what he said halfway through.
I think you're hitting the point, Phil, that
What did he say? What did he say, Matt? That meant made you want to call it.
No.
Be kind. He's a dying man.
No, I didn't say that. I said the closest we've got to it, I think, is when you had to ask him, do you support eugenics, Andrew? And he just went, no. Because he just started talking about Hitler and eugenics and how it was, he kind of was intimating like it was a good thing.
No,
And
not at all. I
he wasn't there.
was giving him an out.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
The point that he agreed with us that it was completely.
Yes.
Point was that we shouldn't. He was talking about people being devalued because of mental capacity,
Mm.
and that he, point of view, putting words in his mouth, is that every human life has the same value, regardless of mental capacity, physical capacity, or anything else.
Yeah, but that wasn't clear, was it, in how he started talking?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was.
It wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's as close as it got, basically. I don't think there's anyone who's said anything particularly controversial, is there? You think of anyone?
No.
No, I mean, we're exploring a lot of different topics and we just want to learn, and we're trying to learn some things as we go along.
Yeah.
So you get an expert on a topic like Eric Klein last week.
Eric Klein was good, wasn't he?
Well, he's
I think Eric. Sorry, go on.
expert on the late Bronze Age. I mean, the man.
Yeah. I enjoyed Eric Klein. I enjoyed Gillian.
Yeah,
Hovell.
Jill was good.
Excuse me.
Muddy archaeologist.
Yeah, she was good.
Ian was good. Old collapsy legs.
Yes, he was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
An expert on near-death experiences.
Absolutely. From experience.
Yeah. Why? I've got to reflect that question back to you then, Shane. Is that from something from experience?
It's been something I've been thinking about. I think I've done definitely an eagerness when I first started off the podcast was to definitely not cause any ripples.
Yeah.
And I had some guests on whose opinions now, especially like through COVID, and I think a lot of my opinions have changed during COVID. I've seen the media in a different way, and I've seen some sort of political movements in a different way. Not so much that the core values of them, but that the stuff that comes with it. And I thought, at which point do you sort of start pushing back?
Which point do you what?
We.
The hell?
Go on, Shane.
Oh, sorry, I'm confused.
Someone else has joined in now.
It's a free for all. Shane's trying to be all profound and shit, and then we get these interlopers coming in.
Wait, setting out in it.
How we doing, boys? New Year is all right.
Evening, gents.
Oh my gosh, the
Okay.
cam set up.
Are you socially distanced there?
Haha.
How
We're
in
at
East-
work. This is the office. We're business partners.
Yeah, we work together all the time.
Oh, it's the Hot Podders. Mike and Gav, how we doing?
Oh, good.
All good in the hood. How you all doing?
Happy 150.
Yeah, we weren't really sure what to do. We didn't book a guest. We left it
No.
to be for a guest, and then someone had the bright idea to have a Zoom house party. So who knows what's going to happen?
I don't know how we felt about being in your personal room, Phil, to be honest.
You've been in my room many times, Mike. Don't lie.
Twice.
Twice. Hey, how's the staffy clothing going?
What staffy clothing?
Oh,
Hang on a minute.
a breed above. Oh, look at them pimping themselves out.
Nice.
Can we just talk about
Well, we
advertising?
need money for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Product placement.
It's all good, but it's stopping us from doing podcasts.
Did your podcasting take a hit through the lockdown as well?
Well, we did 1 or 2, didn't we?
I think we did 2.
And we've got a couple more booked. We've got some good ones. We've got an archaeologist who's been on BBC and all that lined up. We've also got this guy who he's followed this star.
Is this from the Bible?
Well, listen to this. Yeah, he's followed this star going down, walking his dog, and then he went back next day and he found it in a stream, and apparently it's something to do with the Bible. And he's got these pieces, and one of them has come. It's got fossils in it, and
What?
it's an interesting story. I can't wait to see.
I took away a star in a stream.
It is. It's the. It is something from Bible. It is. There's a name for it though, isn't there? I don't know what it is.
Bullshit.
Maybe.
Do you
Has
remember?
he found some Dead Sea Scrolls in a tributary of the Ribble?
Do you remember when Shane was talking about having to call out people's bullshit when they just turn up on your podcast?
Oh dear.
Matt, so I see P-Town podcast. So we've tweeted, haven't we? And we've sort of we've said hello, but we've never actually met face to face. So
Hey, yeah. Nice to meet you.
and you,
Yeah.
okay. I take it you've sort of joined the boys tonight in a celebration of Northern podcasts.
Exactly that.
Circle jerk.
That was the
Like
word.
cyber spunky biscuit.
I seriously do not want anything to do with your cyber spunky biscuit. Ben's, but not yours. Maybe a bit of Matthews as well.
But it's sterile and I like the taste.
Crack with the what's crack with studio, Phil? Anyway, it looks like. So is it? Have you moved things around?
It's his masturbation station because no one else is going in it.
It's filthy in here. I haven't hoovered since the lockdown.
I can see the.
He hasn't hoovered since he built it.
We're in black and white. We're in 50s.
No, we're not. It's the
We
lighting.
are.
It's the lighting.
Isn't it?
Hang on, it's not-
Production values.
Mike, you should change your name to on the Zoom thing to Staffy Clothing or Lancashire Hot Pod or something, so people can see on the video.
Are you managing to sell loads of staffy clothing then?
Well, a bit of staffy clothing, yeah.
All right.
Just about to hopefully, potentially, bring out the embroidered side of things.
Fancy.
What's Staffy Clothing? What is it?
That's your big chance, Mike.
Quick!
Elevator pitch.
It's clothing. It's like a clothing brand with staffies. You know, they're popular around the world, and it's a big thing. So
For staffies to wear?
for us to wear, like pictures of staffies and shit.
Oh, okay. Is that the strap line? Pictures of staffies and shit.
That would be quite good.
Ideal.
Is that what it says on your cap, Mike?
A breed above.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say staff isn't shit.
We could do to have a word actually with your whoever's producing your stuff afterwards at some point. Oh, we've lost audio off you too.
I'm
Lost that off me.
No, just stuff.
You can do some merch because I wanted to speak to someone about. Is that what you were asking about when you were saying speak to the people? Yeah.
I know someone who bought one. You can buy a machine, can't you, that embroiders, and you put it in. You have it on your laptop, and it does it for you.
Yeah, the $7,500. The decent embroidery machines, $7,500 because we were looking.
Exactly. So all you need to sell is 7,500 t-shirts.
Yes, but
Well, not really,
think,
because we make more than £1 on each one.
All right.
Document now, Matt, is like gone through the roof, mate, and that's paint, not dirt, by the way.
I thought you said it's pain, not dirt.
It's no pain, no gain, mate. No pain.
No.
No pain, no gain.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for merch, the drop shipping stuff's great for, if you wanted to do like Amish Inquisition merch or P-Town merch, t-shirts, hoodies, caps, phone covers, aprons, tote bags, socks. I could see a Christmas range coming out.
I'd do some socks.
I'd do a face mask. Dip my toe.
No, they don't do face masks.
What? 2020. Get with the program.
No.
I want a onesie that acts as a face mask and socks. Just goes all the way down from my nose
guy
down.
in town today.
From my nose to my toes.
He had like a sweatshirt pair, like sweatpants but shorts, and he had a hoodie, and he had a face mask, and it was all integrated, and it was like one thing, and he thought he was the dog's bollocks. He looked like a dick.
Was it a massive romper suit?
Sort of, with shorts, and he looked mean. He was trying to look mean. He was about, I don't know, he might have been 20, but he was a dick.
Do you not remember a brief time when it was fashionable and acceptable to leave your house in a onesie?
No,
don't remember that. That happened. That happened about 10 years ago. It did.
You're wrong.
I see people all the time walking around in the pajamas and stuff. When was it all? When did it become okay to walk around in your pajamas?
I just think you need to move to a better area.
Oh no, I'm driving around at work. I'm not living there. Jesus.
Gav works in his pajamas. His high vis luminous pajamas.
It's been a long time since I've seen someone. That's a common meme, isn't it? And something people talk about is people go into the supermarket in the pajamas. It's just not. I don't see it anymore. I think it's because I think that's something that memes have sorted out.
I always saw that as a Scouts thing.
Go to Aldi and Ewood, and that's what Jippos go in the pajamas. No. I think it's fine. It's normal. The lips are out, like pumped full of shit. Curled hair, onesies, pajamas, no worries.
This is super low level conspiracy theory shit.
Actually true.
Well, I've seen when I went to Liverpool, I see there's loads of girls, isn't there, on a Saturday afternoon, always with the rollers in. That's weird as well. I find that weird.
Getting ready for the night.
I know, but I
keep
just
them in to get the curls.
I know that's what it's for, but I still find it weird that you feel comfortable. Maybe it's because I'm just like an awkward weirdo, and I'd never feel comfortable going out of my home with curlers in my hair.
Just don the jacket, you're ready to go.
Exactly. There's no wrong with this jacket anyway. It's a lovely jacket. Lots of people give me lots of compliments about this jacket.
Balls, name 7.
I can't name them, can I? Because maybe they don't want to be named on this podcast, do they?
Hang on, do you mind if I just take some details? You've complimented me on this jacket.
And I can remember one person in particular.
What really?
I'll allow it.
Is this a branding setup? You're going to pull out some Pergleys mineral soft drink now?
Oh no, I'm just.
When I was buying some Pergleys soft drink, rejuvenate and feel the electrolytes.
Oh, no, I'm just going on to my next sponsor, which is BrewDog. Punk IPA is so refreshing.
Okay.
No, it's just I've got a cool bag down here. And so I'm in the front room and I don't want to go all the way to the kitchen.
When he says a cool bag, he means a cool bag.
A cool bag. And I don't want to be walking backwards and forwards. It's like at least 4 meters to the kitchen, I reckon, from here.
No
Minimum.
way.
Minimum.
What,
I'd probably
so
say,
that
I'd probably.
jacket ain't gonna fit you again, is it?
You're a bit-
Listen about this. There's nothing wrong with this fucking jacket, right?
Can your volume come up a bit, Gav and Mike? You might.
No.
not.
Move the mic.
That might help.
This mic, not this mic.
Hello.
It's not
That's
really
still
work.
quiet, that.
Is it really?
Turn it on.
It's like listening to Ben normally. Like
Yeah.
the 10 minutes before the podcast, when Ben always puts his microphone at the other side of the room. And he says, Ben, we can't hear you. I just move it forward. And now we can hear the laptop fan. Just move it away from the fan, Ben. All right, yeah. And then moves it towards the other fan. I can hear that fan.
That
And he
is
moves it-
exactly.
And then he tries, oh, let's put it in your pocket. No, I can't put it in your pocket. But it's worth it.
I can't believe we've got 150 episodes under our belt, boys. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
There was a small ripple of applause, wasn't there? I think really should be applauding Phil because he does all of the work.
Oh, yeah.
We just turn up.
You lot just turn up and take a piss out of him.
Yeah, basically.
But do you know what I miss? I don't even know whether it still goes on. I've not seen it for a while, but I miss Phil on a Saturday night getting smashed and just chatting. Absolutely, it is. It's quality. On a
The
Saturday night,
preamble.
just getting smashed.
I just testing stuff.
Do you know what? Do you know what happened?
You're a lying dog faced pony shoulder.
When the lockdown started, us three and some friends decided we were going to do a weekly quiz on Zoom.
Oh.
And we would take turns each week. Each person would write the quiz and do a presentation. And we started getting beer delivered.
Yeah,
And
we did.
What tended to happen was the quiz would wrap up about 10:30, and I'd be pretty smashed, and I'd have all my gear set up, my headphones, everything. So all I had to do was click one button, and I was unleashed on Facebook Live. And then the next morning, I would wake up, realize what I'd done, and immediately delete it. God.
But he said, I'm pretty sure that you said that a couple of times you had like a few hundred people, didn't you? Not a few hundred comments or something.
Not comments, no.
It
I'd
was seen
wake
double. There were 50.
I'd wake up and there'd be like 200 and something views.
Ah, right, that was it.
Delete
Yeah.
it before anyone else saw it.
200 views or 200 abused.
God. Yeah, terrible. It's not happening. It's not happening anymore. I had a word with myself.
But I enjoyed it, honestly. I don't get well, I enjoy the Saturday night one. I don't get a chance to tune into the Sunday night one. Obviously, you don't do that anymore. But I don't get a chance to listen to many podcasts anymore. But the Saturday night thing, I get smashed. Go on Facebook, and there's Phil, reliable Phil,
Being smashed as well.
yeah.
Enabler.
No, bad idea. Sorry, Gav. You're just gonna have to just treasure those memories, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're in the wank bank.
Oh dear. All my family are listening to this, Gav. So tune in. It's our 150th episode. I didn't.
Really like Ben. He's a really upstanding member of the community. He does a lot for charities. He's very generous with his time.
Beard shit up.
Yeah, we love his beard as well. His beard's really cool.
And he's out.
Cheers. Checks in the post, boys.
Yeah. I heard he punched a prostitute in the face.
She asked him.
No,
to
no, not the face.
No, he paid extra, to be fair.
My money's as good as anyone else's.
What's next for you guys with the podcast? I've seen you've updated your website and your Instagram You're doing a lot more on social media. Have you got any long-term plans? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I think episode 151, 152, maybe.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
We've got a load of good guests lined up.
Yeah.
Phil has a load of good guests lined up.
Do you do seasons? Or just
it's
keep rolling?
one season. Keep
One
them
long
rolling.
season. Yeah.
We
I
haven't
was
got
just
time
thinking-
to stop.
I think it'd be good. I think we should do a conference and call it paying back Phil for all the money he spent on podcast gear and building the studio in his garage. Conference.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
get him back like
50
30 quid.
Yeah, that would buy some cables, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Some some ones that have like gold lining on the outside and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I've mentioned to Phil about doing a pub quiz. My brother runs this pub quiz thing, only for family since lockdown, but he can do it for this, and it works really well, doesn't it? It's absolutely amazing. He's got this website that he can put questions on screen and all that shit. He's well up on it.
Does he do it over Zoom? Does he do it over Zoom, Gav?
Either Zoom or Google Meets, yeah. He's doing one there. We're missing out on it.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
We've missed you guys. We've missed you.
I won.
Yeah. That would be good, wouldn't it, boys?
Yeah, we could do a quiz. We've got a
Yeah, we
quiz
could do-
master, though, right? What about Bolt?
One thing.
Is he alive?
He's alive.
All right. Okay. Good.
Drink, and I know things.
I know lots.
Yeah.
Of things. Who's what is it like? General knowledge, Gav?
Yeah, general knowledge, everything.
Ace, right?
Everything.
So who's going to come second out of these two?
Out of who two? Did I fail?
I thought we did is it each? Sorry, we don't go as a team.
Well, I were hoping. Yeah, I would we're hoping we can go as a team, but obviously we can't, can we?
You can't confer. We'd have to meet up in neutral territory where you can meet more than 6 people. No, you can meet.
So
You
it's
can
me
meet
three
people
of
outside.
you. So it'd be like us against you. We're not right bright. It'd be us against you. And then
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
Big town and all that. You know.
Now I turn the lights on.
It's bright now.
A podcast off.
Oh,
Podcast
yeah,
off.
Ooh, throw it down, boy.
That'd be all right. We could do that.
Yeah.
We could. I've just thought technical and zone out if you're not interested in this, but we could use OBS to join our streams together and then zoom out to someone
You
else.
can't
we'd
cross
be-
streams.
Can you? What?
Rule number 1.
Have you not seen Ghostbusters?
Can't cross the streams and you can't have children with a whore.
And you can't feed me after midnight.
Can't feed my food. Don't get them wet.
I think that's a good idea, Gav. I'm up for that.
I thought he was going to say that was a good idea, Ben. You know, any
What, not crossing streams? It's been since 80.
any kind of sexual relationship, you know, benefits from that kind of thing.
We should do. I was planning on doing before COVID hit and everything, doing a live podcast at the Conti or something.
Yes, I
Maybe
remember.
that'd be. Yeah, like
No,
maybe
you remember
arrange
I
that.
mentioned it, Matt. Jesus Christ.
Someone mentioned it anyway, and I thought, ooh, I'd have to
Be
get
fun.
pissed for that.
Idea.
Wow, you're at the right place.
How would it have
Yeah.
worked then?
Conti's a good place. You just
Yeah.
get on stage and record like
You get some.
Right.
Yeah, just get some interesting guests on and just go for it live. Just get Coolio, how it feels to be back in Preston. Freddie
Yeah.
Flintoff, how it feels to be back in Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
A
get
guy
a few
from Corner
people.
Shop.
Oh yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy who knows him.
There you go. Nick Park. And there's no one else from Preston.
Yeah, we're done. That's 45 minutes of gold.
Mm. My wife knows Andrew Flintoff. Grew up on the same street.
How well does she know Freddie Flintoff?
Fuck off, Mike. Well, some of her friends know him really well, but she says that she doesn't know him that well. Yeah, that's what she says. He's a little bit older though. He's a little bit older. She's only just turned 40.
How old is it? How old's Flintoff?
Over 40. I don't know how. Early 40s, I think.
I think he's the same age as my brother and your sister.
Oh, that's mid 40s then.
Hmm.
44, 45, is it?
So.
Yeah, so
44, so it's not really that old. So
you don't have his number anymore, though. I checked.
I was I did an interview with it. Sorry, I did an interview with a guy called Razor Oaks, and he's a rapper, and he has a studio up in Darwin. And but it's like government funded thing. He has like a studio where he takes youths in, and you know, if you want to rap or stuff like that, it's basically a music studio. But he was saying he could.
Sorry, Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What's his real name?
Martin Rawcliffe.
Razor Oaks, yeah.
Razor Oaks, yeah. It's pretty cool rap. But anyway, yeah, he gets funding to just have a studio up in Darwin. But he was saying he could maybe, I think they set up other businesses too. So he says we just charge a commission or something. But anyway, basically what I'm trying to get to is maybe there's like an opportunity to do like a podcast community interest company sponsored by the government in Preston or something.
Yeah, Razor. I've seen him before actually. In doing a house gig, I'm sure.
No, that was Coolio.
Oh yeah, sure.
The other one.
It all blends into one. These rappers.
Do you know what I miss? I mentioned it on earlier on Messenger to Phil. I miss the podcast where the three of you just get together and just chat absolute shit. It's funny, it's hilarious.
Yeah, well, you get that. You get it for the last bit, the last half hour.
Yeah, I know, but I've to be fair, I've been quite busy, and I'm about 3 or 4 weeks behind. In fact, I'll tell you exactly where I am. Halfway through the Ghost person. What's she called?
Christy.
Gillian? Is it Gillian?
Christy. Gillian's the archaeologist. Yeah. That was gold. Did you notice the T-shirt I had specially made?
Like I say, I'm only halfway through, but I struggle to listen to it because I can't do the Ghost thing. But I would try. You know, we're busy. I were working, and I had my phone on there with speaker and that.
Yeah.
I just can't do the Ghost thing. So when she was saying, "Well,
you get scared,"
and I was like, "Come on, mate."
What?
Come on.
I think what we should do when she comes over to Salisbury Hall.
Yes.
Because you mentioned that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Getting Gav, and we're going to Salisbury Hall with Christy.
Yeah.
Let's see his face in Salisbury Hall.
Yeah, you're going to get ghosted up, Gaz.
And you can't imbibe, right?
What do you mean?
Can't get drunk.
I get drunk. I'm thinking if I'm going to see shit, I'm thinking of taking acid.
Right. Okay.
Quiet, Phil.
The way I saw it is that she was just presenting her evidence, and it was up to you
Oh
to
yeah,
make your own
I
mind.
understand that. It's just I'm a full-on non-believer. So when people I've done Ouija boards and everything when I was a kid and that, and I'm just a non-believer. And when people start coming at me with things or start talking about things, I just find it.
I think you just need to open up, Gav.
I think it's just cringe listening.
Open your mind.
Exactly, yeah.
Open your mind.
No, that's not. I'm definitely not dissing these guys. I'm starstruck and shit.
You don't fucking see me.
Signed underwear.
Did you not get it? I've been sending it every week for 3 years.
Yeah, they don't last long, mate.
They're pretty shit stained.
They're me rags. Don't use
but-
curtains anymore.
No, the thing all you do, Gav, just fast forward if it's not for you.
No,
Yeah.
I've got OCD with shit like that. I can't do that. I've got to listen.
Oh no, you just got to listen and torture yourself.
It's like if you're reading
No,
a book.
you said that when we first came on your podcast. You said how many podcasts have you listened to? I said, well, I've started at the beginning, and Phil went, "You poor guy."
We always say that to
Listen,
everyone.
I found it funny. They were like Pikachu things and stuff. Yellow
Oh, the Pikachu story was funny.
Yeah.
The thing is, Gav, once you've done about 100, you start running out of things to talk about.
Mm.
You just get drawn into sort of current events and politics
And the same things. That's the thing, isn't it? You talk
I
about
know,
the
but
same
your comedy
topics.
value is the comedy side of you guys, the sarcastic side, and you know what I mean. It's funny, it's good, it's all there. I love it, quality.
The other problem we had was the lockdown, because it's a lot harder to interact.
Yeah, you can't.
Have you guys not met up since?
You and Ben met up, didn't you, at the pub?
Yeah, that's when you got
You left
COVID.
out.
That's when I got COVID.
Yeah, from Ben, from Blackburn.
I had to go for a test on Wednesday. Because
happened?
I started coughing Tuesday afternoon. I started coughing at work. I thought, it's this frigging dusty room, this dusty bathroom I am. That's been ripped out. Anyway, I got home from work and I was coughing quite a bit. And then I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like a corpse. You can't wake me up. Nothing wakes me up. I'm one of the people that people come up to me and go, "Did you hear that storm last night?" I'm like, "What? No." Nothing wakes me. And I woke up, so that's weird. And I was coughing Wednesday, and I was thinking, I can't really go to this customer's house like this. I should probably get a test. I kept the kids off school. While I was queuing up for the test, just before I was queuing up I went to get my test.
Was it a drive-through like Mackie D's?
No, it was a walk-in.
We can all stand next to each other coughing.
Like a restaurant.
For walking.
If you haven't got it, you have now. Ha ha.
And I lost my sense of taste and smell as well. I thought, so I got to the walking centre for when they opened at 10. Queued for an hour and a half. Got my test. And I'm still waiting for the result.
Shut the front door.
Centre hooks.
Mm.
Nope.
I went through Queen's Park in Blackburn about 3 weeks ago because my two-year-old toddler he had spent that in hospital. He
Yeah.
had bronchiolitis, but we all had to go for a test and take time off work. But we were all good.
The same for me. We've just been this week for our second one. Had to go to Lancaster for it.
Lancaster.
Yeah,
That's
that's the only.
Lancaster is when I take a wrong turn home from Blackburn.
Oh God, you missed that junction, and you are going for miles.
The worst junction to miss. One mistake.
Have you not
All it
seen?
takes. 17 miles later, you're turning round to come home.
It's nice. I think Lancaster is nice. I think it gets a bad rap.
Yeah, no one goes
It's
there.
nice when you're on your way home and you take a wrong turn.
Well, there's that, isn't there?
Could they make a movie out of it? Probably not.
Could do.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a pretty cool prison there.
The castle prison.
Yeah.
It's open.
My cat, I've just had to go and sort this out. That's why I left. My cat has brought its 5th mouse in.
Oh, it's a dead one.
This one's properly dead.
Is it the final mouse, or is it finally killed the mouse?
I don't know if it's the same one.
He's just touching it with his naked hands.
Oh, and don't you know?
Is that what you're talking about?
Find that in your beard.
Yeah.
It's like Tom Green feeding a mouse to a snake.
Right. How much? Yeah. How much?
He got fingered.
Yeah.
How much to eat the mouse, Ben?
I wouldn't eat the mouse. Not for that. I mean,
He's squeezing it though.
Listen, I'll just open the bids. I'll give you 100 quid. Eat the mouse. Eat the bastard mouse.
So I might.
Has it started to smell like cheese?
Who's seen Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
I have seen the trailer for it and thought, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But other than that,
I think you may be too young, Matt. I think you may be too young.
for a Karate Kid,
Nah.
I might look young, but I'm pushing 40, Gav.
Pushing 40.
You need to watch it.
It's awful. It looks awful.
No, it's cheesy,
I thought
but it
that.
brings it all back from the 80s and it's fantastic. Mike's just finished
I
it.
just finished it, mate. Honestly,
Brilliant.
It's cheese factor 10, but I absolutely loved it.
But I've got to convince my TV watching partner.
I mean, the boss.
How old is she?
Yeah, 40.
will enjoy it as well.
She'll enjoy it. I think she'll like it more than you because you're a whippersnapper. Snapper.
Hey, I'm 3 years younger than her at the moment.
Oh man.
At the moment.
Toy boy.
Toy boy.
We all are.
In October, I'll be 2 years younger than her.
So Gav went the other way.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's a
What,
toy boy.
paedophilia?
No.
The fuck, Mike? We're live.
Matt's a toy boy. What are you?
I'm a cradle snatcher.
Is that the official term?
No, the official term is she's my wife.
Oh, right. Matt, you need to check it out. Honestly,
It's all good. Have you not seen it, Phil?
My brother told me about it when it was on YouTube because I think it premiered.
Yeah.
YouTube.
I finished it last year on YouTube. It's good.
It's a fan. Is it not a crowd-funded TV show?
I don't think so. It's all the proper crew from Karate Kid.
Yes, I know, because they've never had a
Smith's
career.
something to do with it. As
No, I'm
cheesy as
pretty.
it is, well, I'm sure Will Smith's something to do with it.
I-
Danielson's in it. Johnny's in it. There's a few more turning up.
It's a 2 seasons as well.
Third one's being made as we speak. Maybe not now because it's a bit late. Like
8.7 on IMDb, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
people love cheese.
Exactly. Who votes on Rotten? Have you ever voted on Rotten Tomatoes?
No.
Exactly.
Anyway,
So you know what I mean.
it is. It's a blast from the past, and it's good fun.
Is the Cobra Kai gym instructor that in the
Yes.
Yes,
Kai?
he comes back.
Yeah, man.
Mr.
Well-
Miyagi in it.
No, Miss Miyagi.
Dead.
Oh, Shane.
Oh, shit.
What?
Jesus Christ. Walk on people's graves.
Is he dead?
In it, he's already dead.
Pat Morita.
Shit.
Is he
Waxed
dead?
off.
It just gets worse, doesn't it? The only thing I want to ask is my memories, obviously, other than the wax on, wax off, paint the fence, is the magic bowl of boiling green liquid. Is that in it? Do you remember what that does? The magic green liquid.
Is that not the one where he claps and fixes his leg and then he goes out and kicks ass?
It puts the magic, yeah. So it makes up this froth, and you can put your joints in it, and it makes it disappear. You don't remember that from it? I'll fucking Google it if you want.
Is that his like magic sponge? Is that what they call it on football?
Yeah, basically, but it's like it's a herb mix. No, you don't remember it, do you?
To watch it, and then give us your opinion because.
Yeah, it's when he gets beat up, he's trying to jump over that fence. And they're all
Exactly,
in
see?
skeleton suits.
Oh, it's skeleton guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he goes and uses Mr. Miyagi's special potion.
Secret sauce, so to speak.
Yeah,
Ancient Chinese medicine.
cream of Sung Gung Gai.
Love some young guy.
Wayne's World.
No, first time we spoke about the next film of The Highlander, and nothing has happened.
Oh yeah,
Really?
that's because Gav. There can be only one. But there were...
Oh.
And Sean
Have you
Connery's.
not just been somewhere, Ben?
Huh?
Have you been somewhere?
Yeah, that mouse needed some sauce.
There can be only one.
What's that?
Me hoodie.
Highlander. It's the quickening. He has to chop their heads off.
Oh yeah.
Crimbo Prezi.
It's a kind of magic.
Oh, the child.
Has anyone watched The Mandalorian? If we're
Yeah.
going to talk about pop culture.
I'm in it. No spoilers. Well, you can spoil it. It was pretty spoilt from episode 3 on anyway.
Yeah. No, just us, me and you, Ben. We'll leave it there then.
Yeah, I couldn't get through it.
What about The Boys? Anybody watch The Boys?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. Did you
Great,
watch
innit?
Preacher beforehand, Shane?
No.
They,
I know what it is, but no.
yeah, same graphic artist.
I've enjoyed it. Gareth Ennis, is it?
Ennis. Garth
Gareth.
Ennis, yeah.
Darth Ennis.
Yeah. He's a Sith Lord
Darth Allen.
of ink.
I've really enjoyed The Boys. I thought, and it's been really freaky this series. Have you
Yeah.
watched it, Shane?
Yeah,
This
I'm bang
one.
up to date now. I just watched last Friday just gone.
What was
Nice.
the? Oh, I was just thinking. I think it wasn't this week. It was the week before. When he was, he went to see the doppelganger, and he started shagging himself. Well, not shagging. He started kissing himself, didn't he, a bit? Ugh.
Boys. Sorry, I missed that bit. Yeah. Quality.
Yeah.
Loving it. Not that particular bit in specifically, but it's good. Enjoying it.
You say you piped up there a bit, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Quick, get the mic back on.
Someone mentioned the boys, and he's up. He's up there. Like a rat up a drain pipe.
Be good.
Why he called him back though? Why didn't you just let him walk away? It was obviously a difficult situation to be in, to be held in that place, to be a doppelganger for the girl he killed. So when he was like, "I don't need you anymore," and he was on his way out, and then tried to step it up. Think you're making a rod for your own back, personally.
He was reading it, wasn't he? Reading the room.
Yeah, that's where reading gets you.
No,
Told you, Phil.
My missus started watching it. Boys. The guy with Keith, the one with Keith Urban in it, is it?
Yeah, Keith Urban's
the Doc
Billy Butcher
from the new Star Trek. Doc.
He's Bones, yeah, isn't he?
Yeah. Didn't pay any attention, and she gave up after a few episodes. So
yeah, because it's too good.
yeah, she didn't like anything that's good.
It's too orangey for crows.
Wow. Kiora.
Just for me and my dog.
That's brilliant.
Right, boys, we're going to duck out and love you and leave you. We've got an appointment with a
Penis.
a film, and we're going to go and grab a couple more of these and get relaxed.
Get lit up.
Make sure you stay socially distanced.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah, this shared microphone isn't helping.
That split screen in between us.
Yeah, it's some good editing, that.
Jumping in my side.
Well, it's nice to see you, chaps.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we're in a bubble because I'm a single parent, so I can have like one family that I'm allowed to associate with. And
It's all right. We're not going to grass you.
Fucking place.
You don't know who's listening.
We're business partners, man. We're at work. What sort of computers and that?
Same.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
All right.
Check you later, boys. Good to see you.
See you later,
guys.
Bye. So Shane, you were talking about how you might need to.
Sorry, what you say about Dostoevsky? Oh yeah, it was imprisoned, and then I wrote Civil Disobedience.
You were also talking about how you might feel like you need to challenge some of your podcast guests.
Oh,
damn, man, that's good memory on you. You held that.
Can I also sorry, just before you answer that question, what are you writing with your big massive marker?
No, it's a cigar.
It's a stylus pen. I'm editing some pictures.
Oh right, okay.
Oh, all right.
All right, okay.
You could buy me a big pint of bitter or a big marker pen.
I have a
you guys
question, Sean. Why have you got
Sean?
two watches?
Who's Sean?
Sean, Shane. Steve. Why have you got two watches pinned to your wall behind you? And what time zones are they set to?
What?
Behind you, you've got two watches, wristwatches.
Wow. No reason.
Right.
Sorry. I was going to think of something creative to give you an answer. That'd be funny, but
I love it.
Just the best place for them.
And beat.
Yeah, I don't think one of them works anymore.
Talking about watches, you put out a sweet design. I would have bought this watch if you got it
I'm
manufactured.
going to make it. The Preston Bus Station one.
Yeah.
I'm
buy
going to
it.
try and make that. I'm
That
looking
was-
for 3D printers.
Can it just go to China? Not cheaper.
What, give up on the whole idea and just go to China?
Well, that.
Fuck this.
Or just email them. Email someone off AliExpress.
There's a
So
place
make this for me.
in Whisper It, Blackburn, where you can go in and you can take your designs and use their printers. It's like by the hour or whatever.
Okay, what's it called?
Oh, I don't know that.
3D printers by the
I thought
hour.
you were
Where's
just
it
going
in?
to dismiss it out of hand. It's in Blackburn. It's
Whisper
Dick Pound. Dick Pound, isn't it?
I don't know. I'll figure it. Here's more from Dick Pound. I'll figure it out. I'll send you offline, as we say when we're on
Okay.
Zoom calls.
We'll take this offline.
Yeah, we'll take it offline.
No, but yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that design. So if you made it for say £5, I'd advertise it on the podcast.
All right, yeah. You're doing this in front of Phil now. This is just blatant.
He doesn't realize what I'm doing. So it'd just be like that. Imagine your watch on my hairy arm.
Why don't you just pin it to your wall like Shane?
Those 90s watch. Oh, I thought you meant, remember those ones in the 90s? We had those massive watches on the wall. That was.
I had one.
Oh, yeah. A Swatch. Yeah. It's a Swatch thing, that wasn't it? Swatch watch.
They were like 4 foot long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 30s. Fat wrists in the 90s.
That was a Swatch thing, wasn't it? Do you remember when Swatch was really big and you could get any kind of watch? Swatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, any kind of watch though. I never saw a sundial in watch form. So, Swatch.
I remember my uncle asking my dad once. My dad was saying, "Oh, I'm going to get a sundial for that garden," and my uncle was like, "Oh, how are you going to set that?" I'll use
the procession of the equinoxes.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for December the 21st for the darkest day, and then
it's going to reset, and I'll tell you what time it is.
Well, we didn't have to wait for the full procession of the equinox.
26,000 years.
Yeah, exactly. You only want to start in year 1, don't you?
Is it tea time yet? I don't know. Just give me a minute. I'll let you know.
Hey, Shane, you're a fan of sacred geometry, aren't you?
Probably actually more a fan of geometry. I think we spoke about this. But I've recently read a few more books like Graham Hancock's books
before?
No, not Fingerprints of the Gods, but Magicians of the Gods. Stuff like that. But yeah, big fan. Bit more of a fan now, yeah.
Yes, there's lots of processional stuff in that, isn't there? The long count, the long cycle.
Shane, you should talk to Ryan Seven. He's from Preston.
Oh, yeah, he's local.
Yeah, he's
What's he
big
called?
into
Ryan what?
Ryan 7.
7 like the number, or?
Yeah. And it is written with the digit, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, if you put Ryan numeric 7. Facebook.
Just 7 Ryans. Ryan.
He's got a YouTube channel.
Does he?
Yeah.
Find him on YouTube. He's local. We had him on the podcast, the beginning of the lockdown, I would say.
I think so, yeah. It was one of our first.
Okay.
Early April.
Lockdown pod.
He's an esoteric researcher. He's currently working on his first book.
First novel.
First non-fiction.
No, first book. I'm going to go for a wee now.
Nice. You don't have to say. You don't have to have permission, Matt.
I'm going for a wee, everyone.
As long as you bring a mouse back, everyone will know.
Hey, I started a new podcast. I followed you guys as well. You're probably the only person I follow called, what's that I call it? I'll get my lips around this. Mascularity. The Mascularity Podcast for men.
Who's the ethos behind this?
Just talk about martial arts and psychology and stuff like that.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, well,
basically like a Joe Rogan ripoff.
Yeah. Well, he's sold out now, hasn't he? So there's space in the market.
What do you think of his new studio? Have you seen the new studio in Texas? The whole red toaster thing.
I've not listened to Jerry for a year, maybe.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've not listened either until I saw today that he had Douglas Murray on recently. I unsubscribed actually not long ago because I was just deleting them, and then because it was just one shit comedian after another, and then he had Douglas Murray on. I thought, "Ooh, I'll listen to this one." So I like Douglas Murray. I like what he has to say about the current culture war and whatnot.
What's Douglas Murray done? Is he an author or?
An author, yeah. So his last book was The Madness of Crowds.
Hey, I'm reading that. Yeah. I don't know his name. That just shows, I put literature before the author. I may not know the name, but yeah, no, it's a good book, that.
Do you remember on BBC One on a Sunday morning? I don't know if it still runs, but there used to be a program presented by Nicky Campbell called The Big Questions.
Oh yeah,
It was like a philosophy, theology panel show.
it was in the Kilroy studio, wasn't it? He was in like a horseshoe, asking awkward questions.
And I remember Douglas Murray being on the best part of 10 years ago, maybe.
Jeez.
He's a young man. And now he's on the JRE and he's up there with, he's sort of part of the IDW, I think, now. The intellectual dark web.
Ah, yeah. Who coined that? Was that Brett Weinstein?
It wasn't Brett, it was his brother.
Barry.
What's his brother called? Eric Weinstein coined the phrase.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. What do you make of what's been going on with Jordan Peterson? So I think you're a fan of Jordan Peterson, aren't you?
Yeah. I don't know. Apparently he was in rehab, weren't he? Then he almost. Well, the Michaela Peterson episode was the thumbnail. They expected me to die or something like that, but I don't really know what's going on with him. Is it a bit of COVID or just a breakdown or?
I don't know. There's a lot of weirdness. He was hooked on what was he hooked on, Matt?
Opiates.
Who?
Jordan Peterson.
Painkillers.
Pain.
Oh no, it's anti-anxiety.
Vicodin. It's not an opiate, is it? It's a
anxiety, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what the term is. I can't remember what the term is for them. Have a specific. It's not a beta blocker. It's like
benzodiazepine.
It's one of those that they used to
Bennies.
give Elvis. Play this, Elvis.
Hooked on pennies.
Yeah,
he's all right now, though, right? Michaela's been posting stuff.
Yeah, Does he have other children? He has other children, doesn't he? I think he has a son.
None of note.
I think.
None who have any YouTube channels.
Yeah. She does. Before I saw that left-wing guy's description of her and what she got up to, I always thought she seemed like a bit of a handful. But when he put it in that kind of context, it seemed, like, yeah, she'd be hard work. Sorry, what were you talking about?
I just asked what you thought about Dostoevsky, but
I've never read it.
That'll do.
Dave here has been talking about a new podcast he's got.
Dave?
I got his name wrong before. I'm really sorry, Shane.
You can make it a feature anytime I feature in your podcast. Give me a new name.
So you're you mean you found a new podcast or you've recorded a new podcast?
No, I've started a new podcast.
You said you were doing P-Town Beats or something.
That's actually a better name than why. Yeah, P-Town Music. So P-Town Music, I just do a quick interview with musicians and then just play the 3 of the tracks.
That's good. Preston-based musicians. There's plenty of them.
And sorry, do you did he play it live for that?
No, I tried that during lockdown. The guy was like, "Right, wait, I'm gonna put my phone down now," and then
yeah,
and then it was like whacking on guitar. I was like, "It sounded good, mate. Can you just forward me the recorded version as well, just so I make sure,
just in case."
Yeah, just in case. So no, they sent me 3 tracks and then I have a quick chat and then put them on. But my other podcast is called. Wait for this. I don't have the remote thing. I can't keep remembering what it's called. Mascularity. Mascularity.
Oh, I thought you said that this was right. When I was just leaving, I thought this was a podcast you'd found and were listening to.
No, this is a new one. So this is going to be kind of like the stuff you guys do time to time when you talk to people like the mental health for men guy and stuff like that, and stuff. We also talk. I think Phil summed it up. He said like basically martial arts. Joe Rogan for Preston. It's basically a Joe Rogan ripoff.
I seem to remember. Are you into martial arts?
Yeah, I do jiu-jitsu like Joe Rogan.
I remember you saying. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
So I'm halfway there. I can nail down that.
Are you a black belt jiu-jitsu? Do you
No.
have belts?
We do. I'm just a white belt.
Just not just a white belt.
I have 3 stripes on the white belt.
At least you've got
There
a
you go.
belt.
See?
Could you
So
put us
how-
in a chokehold?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I could choke you out.
There you go.
Especially
All you
you.
need.
Especially you. First time when I saw that you spoke and the screen went big with your face, I was like, damn, that is a motherfucker who's chokeable. That was the first thing I noticed about you. I was like, I could
Yeah.
choke this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Is there any way to get rid of Shane now?
He's a homophobe.
I'm not a homophobe. It's not even true.
So have you recorded any of the new podcast?
No, I just did. You know, the first thing you got to do for iTunes, you got to do a little bit of audio.
No.
I told you. Just did like 3 minutes me talking about why I'm doing the podcast.
Oh, I think we just recorded loads of podcasts and then sent one to iTunes.
We recorded we did 6 months of podcasts without releasing them. Did it in our garage and just put them on. They're on a hard drive somewhere.
Oh God, yeah, they are gold.
They are hardcore.
If you put it on cassette, if you record it to a cassette.
I said that. I said
Volume.
put it on a cassette and leave it in libraries randomly. Like get rid of like whatever nonsense people are getting, and then put our podcast in.
Do you know
Portuguese for beginners.
My mum's the only person that I know who's got a tape deck anymore. I think my brother might have a tape deck in his hi-fi system, but I don't know anybody else. Have you got a tape deck, Shane?
No. I've
Phil?
got a vinyl record player. Not the same, is it?
No.
I've got a reel to reel, so I can take the top 40 off the radio and then share it with my friends.
What a dick.
TDK, a
Do a
big stack
mixtape
of
for your
TDK
girlfriend.
90s. Yeah, exactly. Do that at work. I've got a Bic that has like 4 different colours, so I can, colour in the sleeve notes. Magical.
Talking about Joe Rogan moving to Spotify, Amazon are getting in on the podcast scene now. Have you heard?
Yeah, our podcast's available on Amazon.
Oh, right.
Amazon or Audible?
Amazon Podcasts. It's a new thing.
Ah, okay.
I thought we were on Amazon because
It's just released,
our feed got what?
launched like today.
Yeah.
Well, no, because
Pandora we're waiting for as well. That'll be good.
we went on when we've been on Podbean. It says press something, go through to Amazon Podcasts. I'm sure it does. I might be wrong. Probably am.
I got an email from Amazon Podcasts this morning saying, "Hey, welcome to Amazon Podcast." Thanks
Exactly, because I signed you up weeks ago.
So I went to our host and I looked at the thing and it said Amazon Music. Click here. Amazon Podcast. Click here.
I probably did it wrong.
So I clicked on the thing, and then it pops up with the terms and conditions.
Oh,
we can use your name, your image, your likeness. We can come around in the middle of the night and remove your organ. Just click here. And I thought, fuck off, Jeff.
Right, sorry about that then.
I don't think we're on it.
Pretty sure we are.
I think we are on it.
I had to click something on our host, on our hosting service to make it go through.
Yeah, I did that.
All right.
I did that weeks ago. So maybe if it's still not, if it's because all the other ones are still green, aren't they? Or ticks or whatever. So if it's not tick, maybe it didn't go through.
I don't think it went through. There's something a bit iffy though, because Amazon Music is a paid subscription service.
Yeah.
Well, do you think it's a bit shit that they're charging people to access this, which you can get for free?
Well, no, because you can get
Spotify's
no.
the same, isn't it?
Yeah, no, you can get.
Spotify
Sorry,
free.
no, I'm pretty sure you can get Amazon free if you listen to the adverts. Or it's just me and you, Phil. Some quality podcasting now.
Amazon Music is a subscription service.
Only.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it not like Spotify?
No.
So it's a premium version and a
£8 a month or something.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Spotify's £9 a month.
No, but you can get Spotify for free. Listen to the
I
ad,
know.
but you can't with Amazon Music.
don't know.
I think it's a bit. I think
Are you
it's,
sure? Are you sure?
I just think it's a bit shit to be charging people to listen to content that's free.
Yeah.
Got his phone out now. Just me and you eavesdroppers. Jane's build, Ben's build, and Matt's on the top.
No, I was just going to Google can you get Amazon Music for free? 90 days free for everyone. If you're willing to hear ads, here we are. Amazon Music is now free for everyone if you're willing to hear ads. There you go.
All right. That must be a new development.
2019, November.
All right.
Something.
Apparently, there's a free version of Amazon Music now.
I'm sure that, yeah, because my wife has Amazon Music and pays for it and then went to the free one. And she bounces around all the, I think she's on to, what's Jay-Z's version?
Idol.
Yeah. So she's on that one currently, I think. Are you hoping there's a happy ending for the child?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't finish it.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
So, I'm pretty much.
Still...
I don't know whether is the guy Favreau. Is he going to be more involved this time?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the Obi-Wan Kenobi, but that's been delayed apparently. I don't think it's even started being filmed yet.
Well, most things will have been slowed down.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to start filming in the summer and be released next year, but I think they're doing it next year.
To be fair, we've just got one of my old mates from my old job. I don't know if he's still listening. John ripping him. He restores old World War II stuff. So I've asked him if he's going to come on and talk to us about his various tanks and shit, but he might not.
I thought you were just going to say. I thought you were just going to restore Lugers.
Yeah, you've seen that Father Ted episode, right?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
When's June out?
June is, I think, November.
Oh, June.
Looking forward to that.
Not with a J, with a D.
No, Dune.
June, yeah.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. Chalalalame.
Shalala.
I think he's quite a good actor. If you've ever seen him, anyone seen Timothy Chalamet?
What's he been in?
The last one I saw him in was it was something on Netflix, something about one of the Henrys, Henry the Fourth, Henry the Eighth, not Henry the Eighth, Henry the Fifth, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Going over to France having a fight or something. I think he was also in, I might be wrong, what's it called?
Spaghetti Western.
No, it's supposed to be a really good film about an older guy and a younger man in a relationship.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
No, it's in Italian.
Emanating.
Based in Italy. It's supposed to be a good
Godfather
film.
2.
Can't remember what it's called. It's Godfather 3 when he's in Italy. Ben, come on, fuck's sake. Oh no, Godfather 2 as well.
And Godfather 1.
And Godfather 1.
It's on the run to... It's pretty much based in Italy.
I don't know. Is it Timothy Chalamet in that film though? What's it called? Gone.
What's he in? June?
June, yeah.
Have you read the book, Shane?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, it's loads.
Yeah, they're great.
How many others? 7?
Loads
When
of them.
did
They
you
do a
read
prequel.
When did you
about
read
15 years ago, something like that.
50 years ago.
15.
How old were you 15 years ago, though? If you don't mind me asking, if you're comfortable with you.
25. I'm 40 now, so about 25, something like that.
You look a day over 30, Shane.
Thank you.
No problem.
40th during the lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you do for your 40th?
Got
Get smashed
Did a Zoom.
by yourself.
Recorded a live stream, then deleted it in the morning. Actually, I started a new podcast called The Shane Show. And I woke up in the morning, some messages going, I love the new thing. I was like, what the fuck are these motherfuckers talking about? I was like, oh shit. I listened to it. I was like, actually, it's quite good.
And then did you think to yourself, I've done a Phil?
Yeah.
I've done a Phil? In which way?
Just getting smashed and recording yourself on the internet.
No, that came later. I don't think Phil was doing the live smashes back then.
Oh, right, okay.
You guys started that trend.
Oh. And do you still have a dog?
Yep. She's
good.
See at the moment.
Thank God. Thank God. Sometimes I don't like asking that question in case the dog has died. But your dog looks quite young.
Yeah, it's like when you see a woman who looks pregnant. I've made the mistake of asking women that. Oh, when's it due?
Yeah, I don't ask.
No, I think you've done them
however bulbous they are.
Shane.
Yeah.
You may have spurred them into action to, get active and shed the pounds.
That's
truth. The cold truth.
Fat shaning.
Fat shaning.
New podcast idea. Fat shaning.
You get live interviews with fat people on the street in Preston.
Yeah. Tell him apples and black coffee, nothing else. Pounds will drop off.
Yeah.
So you shit your lungs out. Yeah, fuck, yeah.
She's on the lion diet, isn't she? She's called it.
Yeah, she's called it. Just eat meat.
Just eats beef. That's it.
It's so dodgy. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there. It's so dodgy what she's saying. I think.
Do you remember previous guest Gary Arndt?
Gary Arndt.
Yes, but he said that he ate
organ meat.
Exactly. Yeah. She doesn't say that, does she?
You can buy chicken hearts for like 6p each.
For a heart?
If you start, of course, chickens have a heart. If you start eating chicken,
I didn't say that. I just meant. Sorry, I meant. Is it 6p for a?
Yeah, it's cheap
for a chicken heart. 6
It was on some TV show this week on eating healthy, and they were saying, "Oh, here's the whole carcass. Eat everything that the face and shit, and it's all good. Here's some chicken hearts, 6p each." And they roasted them up and took them out on the street and said, "Does anyone want some meat?" As you do in Norwich or whatever. And they came in and they took their little cocktail sticks, had a bit of meat. Oh, do you know what you've just eaten? Chicken heart, human flesh. Oh, it could have been anything, but it was chicken heart and it was cheap. And they were very surprised and it was delicious and all that jazz. And I thought, well, I could just get a bag full of chicken hearts and make a curry or another chicken dish where you just put bits of chicken in, and it'd work out cheaper. I mean, you could get like 20 chicken hearts for
what the fuck are you talking about, Ben?
£1.20. Chicken hearts are cheap and they're awful. They're organ meat and they fit in with your carnivore diet. And no one's buying them. Everyone wants the boobs.
Everyone's after a pig's kidney.
Pig's kidney. I wouldn't eat kidney. That does taste a bit like piss. He said, and I zoned out. I can't remember what he said, but he said, "Oh, you fry it up and you put a little something in it, and it takes the bitterness away." I'm assuming he means it takes the taste of piss away.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was. Garlic or something.
Do you remember when was the last time you ate a steak and kidney pie? You had one, but it always tastes a little bit like piss, doesn't it? It has a piss overtone. The urea. It's the urea, isn't it? The crystals.
Well, it's the kidneys that dilute the piss.
I'm just going to throw this out there, but I don't know what piss tastes like.
Yeah, you do.
It smells.
Seem very familiar.
Well, we can only apologise.
Have you ever
for
had
your life.
kidneys? Still like that.
Have you had a steak and kidney pie?
Yeah, loads.
Have you ever
Tastes
smelt
like
your
piss.
well? Have you ever smelt your own piss?
Yeah.
There you go.
The smell and taste are two different olfactory senses.
No, they're not.
No,
Exactly.
no.
Very much.
One,
No, no,
one
it's
is
very
an
much-
olfactory
very
sense,
much-
the smell.
Yeah.
The other's a different thing on the tongue.
Not the same thing.
But the thing is if you hold your nose and eat a strawberry, it tastes like a melon.
And also, if you put pepper on a strawberry, it tastes a lot sweeter. Black pepper on a strawberry, try it. Honestly, it's. I didn't believe it until I tried it, and it was 70 to
Revelatory.
80% accurate. Yeah,
How's that work, Ben?
black peppers on a strawberry. I don't know.
No, I'm sorry. He's asking how you measure the accuracy.
Oh, through
A ruler.
anecdotal means. Through
Anyway,
my
Shane.
olfactory senses.
Going back to your new podcast.
Yeah, the fat shading.
Yeah, Fat Shaming Podcast.
What about a? Sorry, go on.
I'd ask you if you recorded any, and I can't remember what you said. If you
No, just the brief one.
All right.
Well, we asked it. We talked about this, and then it was like, yeah. So you guys did it off 6 months without actually publicising anything. That's where we got on.
Have you got people lined up? To be honest.
No, I was going to ask you guys actually, because I know you've done a few with guys doing, especially the guy doing men's health and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Billy.
Yeah, we got a few. Yeah, Billy's great.
I'm a mental health expert, allegedly.
Oh yeah, I've met him. When
Well,
you
you're
have
welcome
Matt
to
on,
come
he's a professional
Mental health.
jacket wearer.
I am a mental health expert.
So is it all about? Is what's the overarching? Is it men's health? Is the overarching?
Well, this idea of toxic masculinity, and I've had like feminists on my podcast, stuff like that, and it seems there's a massive attack on masculinity, left, right, and centre, as though that masculinity in itself is
a bad thing.
Is bad, but
To be fair,
thugs are.
as a gender, we've got a fairly checkered history.
Oh, Ben, shut
Yeah,
up.
to
Let
be
him
fair,
just
but
fucking...
it doesn't help guys who are just trying to, be decent people.
Nah.
There are guys like ourselves. I assume from interacting with you got the idea that you live a fairly considered life and you try to be half decent.
My missus has to do something really bad for me to beat her.
Yeah. It's like that. Have you seen that Bill Burr stand-up where he goes,
at chess?
There's no reason to hit a woman. Really? I can think of like 8 off the top of my head. there's always a reason. We just don't do it. But yeah, no, just kind of stuff we talk about, like philosophy and psychology and maybe fasting and health things, stuff like that, and then the sort of psychological aspects. But I don't think there's a massive need for it. There's a few out there like The Art of Manliness and other podcasts, but I'd enjoy exploring these topics.
Yeah, Jay
think that's the
Williams
thing.
as well, didn't we? Jay Williams would probably be a good fit. He's trying to get himself out there.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Jay Williams.
Jay Williams, he's got a thing called Maskless Men. It's fledgling, but he's after exposure, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we'll do
if you want to go pro, just get me on.
I was going to say, yeah.
With
If
your
you wanna
Pepsi
pay-
deal. Does the Pepsi deal come along with it?
We did before the lockdown, a few weeks before the lockdown, we did one with Billy Colleen from Men.
Oh yeah, I would say he would be a
Billy's
good,
the best.
good guest. Yeah,
He set up a men's mental health charity,
Oh yeah, I think I watched that one.
and
Yeah, was he stood up throughout it? At a standing desk or something?
No, he's just short.
I
No,
found it shocking some of the stuff he was saying.
Yeah.
Men's mental health in the current, and I presume it's got a fucking fuck ton worse over the last 6 months.
Oh God, yeah,
Definitely.
we should revisit him ourselves. To be fair, I mean, it's been an awkward time for all.
Yeah, had he just taken on that contract or something?
It was lottery funded, I think, wasn't it?
But he'd just taken over something for free, something that shut down. I can't remember. Do you remember? Some time ago now. I was just going to ask you as well, Shane. Are you a COVID cynic?
Yeah, I think I am at the moment, actually. I had a mate who was warning about COVID way back in January, February, and I thought he was just like watching too much YouTube, and I ridiculed him. And then it came to a point where I was like, shit, man, I was completely wrong about this. But now I just don't think the numbers stack up. And
in what way do you not think the numbers
I don't think that the models have petered out in the way that they had. I think they had the.
Do you mean the Neil Ferguson thing or something else? Or
yeah, as an example, so take the Neil Ferguson scientific model of COVID. I don't think as a pandemic, I haven't seen a pandemic happen. I don't know anybody who's had COVID, or anybody who knows anybody.
I know someone who knows someone.
Yeah.
That's it, and that's one person in my greater circle.
And
I know someone. They were only off work for a week though.
Yeah,
they're young.
It's small cases, isn't it? And as a pandemic should be, well, literally that it's everywhere. And I haven't seen that. I know doctors and nurses, and I've spoke to them, and they said, it's just business as usual at the hospitals. I've got a friend whose mum works at Chorley Hospital, and she said that she hasn't seen any influx. I had a lady who was off the. She's got a podcast called The Uncomplicated Doctor. I didn't get the impression from her that they were understaffed up north or anything like that. And now I just wonder, I'm trying to separate they say never waste a good crisis, the sort of manipulation of the situation by the government, and then whichever various news outlet you listen to, that's going to paint the story one way or the other. And they have flip-flops. BBC have presented evidence that said that this is a massive pandemic, and then released reports saying that your chance of dying from it is the same as your chance of dying anyway. So yeah, I'm disillusioned with the modelling, the media, and the cohesiveness of the message from the government as well.
The WHO
has been awful. Sorry.
And the WHO with the questions about Tibet and stuff like that, and the questions they've had, and clearly being compromised one way or another
through the Chinese.
Yeah,
Chinese funding. The WHO changed the definition of a pandemic not long before the outbreak.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
it's whatever China says it is.
Well, they removed mortality as being a factor.
Ah, okay. And the testing as well, the counting the deaths as, what was it, up to 6 months if you'd tested positive. And the line was they died after contracting COVID, which is technically true. But for all the people who died of other illnesses, they were counted as deaths as well.
It was an irrecoverable illness.
Crazy. Crazy, wasn't it?
And
still now.
It's 28 days now, I think.
Yeah, but it's still, like we said, isn't it? We said this, it's still dying with COVID, isn't it? It's not dying of. Which is weird.
The PCR test is increasingly coming under scrutiny and attack.
But I remember when this was first, like you said as well. Sorry, did I cut you off again? I was having a swig. No, sorry, I thought I cut you off.
I was letting you go.
All right, okay. No, you're saying when you said when it first came out, they said the guy who invented it said it's not supposed to be a diagnostic even.
Oh, yeah, he died about, I think, maybe 10 years ago. The guy who invented
of COVID.
No, about 10 years.
He died after studying COVID. That's how dangerous it is.
10 years ago.
He said the word COVID 3 times in a mirror.
To be fair, I used to study swine flu, and I could have died from that if you'd listened to the media at the time. Well, maybe I could, but I didn't.
But you could. This is the thing. You could die of COVID, couldn't you? You could contract COVID. Your body would react in a weird way. Everything would inflame. You get pneumonia, and you'd fucking die. But
You could also react in a weird way with the front of a bus doing 40 miles an hour.
well, that yeah. Or you could just scratch your finger and get sepsis and die.
Yep.
It just depends, doesn't it, on your fucking life and your luck. I think.
Where do you stand on the origins of the virus? Because we've that it came from
Really?
the meat market in
Yeah,
Wuhan.
what's that animal called? The one that messes with the little sort of aardvark looking thing.
I've heard pangolin and I've heard snakes and bats.
Pangolin.
What have you heard?
Yeah, I think it was the pangolin. Pangolin
Was it
messing with a
pangolin?
bat.
That's been the
I've heard a pangolin took a shit on a bat, or a bat took a shit on a pangolin. Well, Phil, are you talking about Wuhan Super Lab?
No, I was asking Shane. Where he's
All right, okay.
the virus. I mean, that's the mainstream origin story. Are you buying it?
I haven't heard enough to. I mean, obviously, I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical, but I haven't heard enough to say that it was definitely concocted in that lab in Wuhan.
That's a good point of
But I
view.
wouldn't be surprised at the same time.
I was in China just before Christmas. I didn't see any COVID.
I only went into one super lab. I only came out of one super lab without washing my hands.
Yeah.
When it comes to conspiracy theories, my sort of
Sorry.
my sort of
sorry.
fault position.
Sorry.
What's your default position when it comes to Super Lab, say, Phil?
Well, Phil, I'm sorry.
It was not super labs.
Sorry.
Conspiracy theories. My default position is a mixture of incompetence and corruption.
Yeah. Accidental release or corruption.
Wait, so you're going for sorry, go on.
Accidental release, yeah, but the corruption comes when people, like Shane said, don't let a good crisis go to waste. How can we make money?
So you're going for it definitely came from the Wuhan Super Lab.
Yep.
And then all the governments went, fuck it, right, yeah, we can win an election off the back of this.
No, I don't think it's that. No, I think most likely this might be a bit way out there. Oh, we've got a guest in the waiting room.
Fuck.
Let him in.
Who the fuck is it?
Oh, let him in.
He's gone. He's gone.
Oh no, you pressed C instead of D.
How long has he been there?
He just flashed up, flashed away.
Oh.
Come back, sweet guest.
I think
Right, Karen.
I think the chimera theory is just as feasible as the wet market theory as far as generation goes.
Would you say chimera, or I'd say chimera?
Chimera, I would say.
I'd say chimera for some reason.
I'd say Chimera.
Ben's had half a bottle of bourbon though, so you don't count.
How do you say?
It's true.
Shane, would you say chimera or chimera?
I'd say chimera.
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. I trust Shane more than you two.
It's 2 against 1 against
2.
A.
Yeah, well, we live in a democracy, so I'll fall on my pork sword.
Again.
Oh, hey, Phil, sorry to
Cock
interrupt.
push-ups.
I meant to ask you something. When we did the podcast, we talked about Roman civilizations and the cyclical nature of them. What was... Remember you asked me about Dostoevsky.
Yes.
What was the other one? What was the stages of the civilizations?
I think you're talking about Polybius's theory of anacyclosis.
Yeah, what was the stages?
Yeah, of course I am.
Peacetime and a wartime and
Well, there's three benign and 3 malignant stages of government. So your 3 benign are monarchy, aristocracy, democracy.
Yeah.
And then your 3, Samsung Galaxy 7 has entered the waiting room.
Quick, enter.
Sexy
Allow.
bastard.
Where you're coming into some heady content here. Who's on line 1? Anyone on line 1?
Come on, tell Shane the fucking.
Samsung.
Yeah, we got 3. 3 out
What's
of
the
6,
malignant?
so
What's the
7.
malignant?
3 malignant forms are tyranny, oligarchy, and ochlocracy.
Ochlocracy.
Where are we up to now?
That's where you hoard loads of clocks. That's what happened with Switzerland, and they were neutral in the war because everyone knew they would kick ass with so many clocks.
Samsung Galaxy S7 has done a sad face.
6 people entered the waiting room.
6?
Just let them all. I mean, it's probably just kids messing around, but if they're not talking, it's fine.
Well, as long as they're not setting fires, that's the main thing, isn't it? Oh.
Hello.
Mary
I don't know what's going on here?
and Kayla Castro.
They're on mute. Are they muted automatically when they come in?
Nah,
Yes.
They choose to mute sometimes.
Yeah, they choose to mute and no, it's video off, isn't it?
Might just be just voyeurs.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Samsung
Makes my
Galaxy.
screen smaller.
Are you there, Samsung Galaxy? Can you hear us? You talking? No.
Shane, are you just like doing homework?
No, I'm doing editing some photos.
That's what I mean. It's homework, isn't it? Essentially.
Oh yeah, homework. Yeah, I'm doing my homework. Multitasking.
Is that your job? Are you employed by somebody who's self-employed? Don't have to explain too much about you.
I'm technically self-employed now. Actually, I quit my job over lockdown.
Did you?
Yeah.
You mad bastard.
I know. Living that podcast dream. You know we be.
Well, it's all about the merch.
Sometimes we're EQing, sometimes we're compressing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think that's a Phil.
Phil will.
Yeah, that's Phil.
Going back to your point, Ben, where we are in the cycle.
That was Shane.
Oh, I thought it was Ben. But
No,
anyway.
Shane. Ben's
Oh, how was it me?
Profesora, ¿puede meterse el PDF?
Whoa.
Oh, that's Marcello. Marcello can
Culo.
stand there to everyone. Marcello! What? Is he trying to wreck it for us?
Wow.
What the fuck is this?
I need... Can you cut him off, Phil? Oh, we made him off.
Dude.
Inglés.
Do the ketchup song.
Me harté, profesor.
Profesor.
Puede meterse el PDF por el culo.
Have you just figured out how to kick him?
No, I just muted him.
Oh, there we go. Thank God.
Wow. I
Does that
kind
happen-
of,
does that
I
happen a lot?
almost regret posting that on Twitter 5 minutes ago.
Put it on Twitter.
Is he trying to piggyback on our one viewer?
What's going on? This is like a cross section.
It's opened
Why
another
is he still
channel.
there?
It's opened another channel. hasn't
You can kick him. Kick him. Just like remove from. Or just let him do
You've
his
got to
thing.
have him on the podcast.
Oh,
Oh,
my
no.
God, what is going on?
it? We've just been like horrifically hacked.
Ben,
It's like audio rape, broadcast
It
rape.
is, isn't it?
I kind of like Shrek though. Right, Phil, you can kick people.
Me harté, profe.
Yeah,
Ahora,
so,
puede meterse el
yeah, they're just
PDF.
taking the piss now, aren't they? Spanish people are taking the piss out of us.
That's in the Portuguese.
Tres culo.
It keeps saying culo. I know that means arsehole.
Yeah, that means we're cool. We're coolo, yeah?
Right, Ben, you need to teach Phil how to kick people out.
Do
There we
it.
go. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Right, Caleb, you're allowed. Oh, no, you're not. You're dead. You're dead to us now.
So, Shane.
So we're kind of sort of in the cusp between democracy and autocracy.
What was autocracy again then? What was the
Autocracy,
definition of
That was the
autocracy?
Switzerland thing.
it's mob rule.
Oh, okay.
As,
So kind of like now then. Cancel
yeah.
culture and stuff like that.
and what did Diogenes tell us? The mob is the mother of all tyrants. So after the autocracy, you get a tyranny. You get some fucking demagogue rising to the top who will put the mob.
Dominic Raab. He could. He's got. Oh, not Matt. Matt Hancock would do anything for anyone, wouldn't he? Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Apparently, he's very popular in the house. Matt Hancock.
Yeah. Do you know why? Because of what I just said. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
And Brown knows it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and delete that tweet.
Good idea. I've got Jacob Rivera in the waiting room.
Who?
Jacob what?
Jacob Rivera. I don't know if I dare.
Yes. So Portuguese
Oh, I ain't got
guy
that. I
again.
think I can message him.
Yeah,
on
let's
our
just
account, man.
let's just hack him. You know, let him hack it. Go on, let him come
Let
in,
him in.
and then you know how to delete them now, don't you? You take your phones off.
Oh, that was intense.
Wasn't it?
That guy was really going for it on the guitar, wasn't he?
It was a joke, though. It was a joke. You could really go for it on the guitar if you wanted to, Phil, couldn't you? But you don't, because you're not a knob.
Don't play anymore. You play, Shane, don't you?
A little bit. Not as much anymore.
Unless I'm in a band, I don't play at all. Don't play at home. Just don't have time.
Do you find, Phil, even how old's your youngest now? Is he 5?
Oh, youngest, yeah.
5. And eldest is 8. Yeah. Do you still find you still have to helicopter them?
What is that like? Where you swing your dick around
before the swimming baths?
I hope not. No. Helicopter parent them. Always be around.
No.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm looking forward to. Not always having to be around the 15-month-old who just climbs everything. If I put a small chair in front of him, he'd just climb on it and then start jumping on it and then rocking it.
No, I mean, like before the lockdown, we left them at home for a weekend. They were fine.
Before the lockdown? So what's happened during lockdown? You just leave them for a week?
No, that was a joke. That we left them for a weekend.
I know it was a joke, but
we can't go away anymore because it's lockdown. And now you can leave them for hours, not hours, but a couple of hours. They'll entertain each other. They'll play.
And you just come back when they're crying.
Yeah, that's when you have to intervene. When someone starts crying,
beating the other one over the head.
The eldest is a bit of a pussy.
Yeah, same this way. Oh God,
guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Sorry to interrupt there. I'm gonna love you and leave you.
Jane, it's been a pleasure. I'm very sorry
always.
I called you Sean.
It's okay.
I've had half a bottle of bourbon. What can
and if Christmas isn't cancelled, please come on the Amish Inquisition Christmas party.
We're delighted to.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be a
All
plow.
those guys you've just seen, all playing acoustic
I want that
guitar
Spanish guy in.
all at once.
It's just going to be me, Phil, Ben, you, and maybe Gavin, Mike, if they'll come.
Nice. That's all you need.
And maybe Phil's brother.
Down.
On that Spanish guy. I want to tag
No, it's not guaranteed.
All right, Shane, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Pleasure, as always. Take care, guys. Have a weekend.
See you later, Shane. Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.
Mazel tov.
Right, well, it's America time, so that's partially why I posted on Twitter. That was a mistake, but I think maybe we should target some Americans.
That must be a thing then, to bomb someone's live stream.
If you're Spanish or Portuguese or,
Right now,
or
I
play
just think
acoustic
a
guitar.
lot of people just do it, don't they? And they say, "Ah, let's fucking do him now. We'll fucking do him. Yeah, fucking do him." How desperate are they? Pretty desperate.
Oh wait, I mean we could do it again. It's weird how like they just came on straight away. I tweeted and they were right there.
Do you think we're going to be able to go out at Christmas?
I hope so.
I think Christmas is going to be cancelled, even though no one's dying.
We usually do. That's the time for the Magnificent Seven. We ride forth to some bar made out of pallets.
Yeah, I know.
Ah, joyous. When you started this podcast, Matt, did you think we'd ever get to episode 150?
Yeah.
Of course you did, yeah. I mean, bearing in mind there's I don't know, at least 300 hours of us
Shite.
available. Yeah. I think it's good. It's a good historical record.
What, the Bible?
No.
The Amish Inquisition is a greater historical record than no. I was going to say, you know, the Beatles. The Beatles famously said they were bigger than Jesus. I'm wondering I'm wondering how big we are. And
John Lennon.
How many Jesuses in the world we are bigger than, or how many sons of deities we have more listeners compared to worshippers. I think that might be a non-interesting analysis.
Does Horus have his own podcast?
I don't think he does. No one's worshipping him anymore. We're bigger than Horus.
I don't know. I'm asking you. It's your hypothesis.
I don't know. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe I'll get some stats for us, and we'll see where we list in the rank of Jesuses.
Yeah.
And where we list in the rank of sons of deities. Because to just go out there and say you're bigger than Jesus, like the Beatles did, is a bold statement. If you've got facts to back that up, I think you're onto a winner.
What have been some of your highlights, Ben, for the last 150 episodes?
Christ. I mean, I do like the early stuff a little bit because I felt massively uncomfortable and I felt like we were controversial for the sake of it, and that's what you would do. You would pull in some topics and try and discuss them, and we were.
Ben, it's not an interview, you know.
It is an interview. It's asked me a question. We were. Don't wait, Matt. He'll ask you next.
Right.
We were listening to JRE and we were listening to some other podcasts talking about big topics, and I think we were trying to emulate to a certain extent, wouldn't you say, Phil?
I think it's a bit like music in that you take influences.
Yeah.
Well, if you play guitar and you like Hendrix, say, or Led Zeppelin, then once you start becoming proficient, you start hearing parts of the influence in your own playing, certain little stylistic parts. And I think if you listen to a lot of podcasts and you do your own podcast, I think that's probably going to be the same. That you're going to sort of soak up different influences.
I think we've certainly found our niche. I mean, this trio is solid, and we've got a solid fan base.
I'll say that.
When I say it, it sounds wrong, but it's not. It's not incorrect. We have a listenership who listen in, and we've got the experts coming in talking about their topics that they're experts in, and then we've got the kind of chat section at the end where we're just talking about the news and stuff. I think that really works. I've heard people outside the podcast using the number of mats system for a film review.
Not done film reviews for years.
It's phenomenal in itself. Exactly.
What have you enjoyed, Matt? Particularly anything?
Just getting crunk. I've enjoyed because I think I'm quite a I think I'm a shy person at heart. I think I find it quite challenging to talk to new people, and I think it's always good to talk to new people and see new perspectives on things, but also just to know new things about new things or things I've never heard about. So Bronze Age collapse, I've probably heard a little bit from you, but I also think that just having people I would never necessarily talk to round would be good. So we start right at the beginning with men's health guy,
Billy,
Killeen, and working our way through. But even Orgone guy, Peter Jones. Is it Peter Jones?
Don't sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's our most downloaded episode.
So I would never heard of it. No, in fact, I think I might have heard of an Orgone chamber.
Yeah.
But I would never have known that there was the UK champion of Orgone chambers living in, Preston. There's that kind of thing attached to it. But I think the main thing I get from it is meeting up with you guys, basically.
Well,
and talking to my friends.
I think that's why we started, isn't it?
Yeah.
The social aspect.
Because I think the only other way I would socialize with my friends would be on nights out or special occasions, which were basically every 3 to 6 months. And that's awful. It's not good enough, is it?
It diminishes, doesn't it, with age, and you hear about it, but you don't think it'll happen to you, and then it does, and you're like, shit.
Yeah.
I would go out more often than we did.
I think your circle of friends diminishes or shrinks as you get older as well.
I think the best thing is I think the strength of our relationships is better from doing this, simply because we just talk to each other every week rather than,
I think it has to be. And I think there's more of an effect because we're blokes as well. Women are more, they'll ring each other up and talk to their friends for an hour or for an hour. And as a rule, I know it's a sweeping generalization, but men don't do that sort of thing.
No, that's the thing. And it's a common thing that men have to, we talked about this on the podcast before, but men have to do something to meet up with each other. And this is what this provides us. Otherwise, it just feels a bit awkward.
You need an excuse.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So football would be one of the number one excuses.
Yeah, going to seeing your mates at the football.
Drinking.
Yes, going to the pub every Saturday.
Sports, so like Shane does jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, wrestling your mates every Saturday.
Going to see live bands.
Yeah, gigs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just think about it, men. Rather than just saying, "This is Bob Hoskins." It's good to talk.
It's good to talk.
Was it Bob Hoskins?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I always get Bob Hoskins confused with
Bob Marley.
no Phil.
Jupiter.
What was his name?
Phil Cool.
No.
Phil Spector.
The drummer.
Collins.
That's it, yeah. Phil Collins and Bob Hoskins look the fucking same.
Right.
They don't, did they? Are they both fat men?
Yeah.
Bold. They're both bold.
Mm.
And one of them's dead.
No, you're right. I mean, think about your circle of friends diminishing. There's a strong bond of friends between us. There's 7 of us, right? And there's been a solid 7 for a considerable time. And I don't think we've added anyone. It's not like we've formed a kind of
no. We are an
shield
exclusive
wall
group.
Yeah, Twitter guys. We're an exclusive group. I like Spanish guitar as much as the next person, but
I like Marcelo Rodriguez.
I think it's because you're out of school. I mean, we all have our workmates as well. I guess that's where it
yourself
branches out to. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
I'm
Phil.
same for you, Phil. Actually, I don't work in. I work alone.
Like an assassin.
But seriously, I do. It's just me and the person I'm talking to.
Yep.
Oh, to be fair, we're all kind of working alone now. I think all of us are, because of lockdown. We're all working from home and Zooming and whatever.
And it's really
I've
hard.
not seen my office mates since lockdown, but like we had a big Christmas do, and that was great. And we're probably not going to have that this year.
No.
Are you cancelling Christmas, Ben?
Personally,
For your office.
No, I'm not. I ain't cancelling anything until I'm told to.
What a dick. Put your balls on the line, Ben.
No, my balls are staying firmly encased within my pelvis, hoisted right up.
What a dick.
Yeah.
It's looking, there's rumours of lockdown 2 coming.
Well,
Yeah, and it's sorry.
Go on.
I was going to say, yeah, it's 2 weeks. Lock everyone down solid for 2 weeks.
What you said?
2 weeks. It's what I said. 2 weeks. Everyone who's got it and is going to die will die. Everyone who's got it and is going to recover will recover. And then afterwards, free for all. Everyone's licking each other's eyeballs. It's all great. Back to normal.
Ben, how long do we have to keep the borders shut?
Forever.
All right.
But we voted for Brexit, so I mean that's what people voted for.
Like, London's the financial capital of the world.
Yeah. Well, money doesn't carry COVID. You can post it.
Pretty sure
I'm
money
thinking
carries
a big
COVID,
dome,
Ben.
a big dome over the United Kingdom
Yeah.
with some post boxes, and you can post all that money through to Canary Wharf or whatever.
You see, your COVID strategy, I would say, the country that maybe has come the closest to adopting it is New Zealand.
Well, they're an island, so they can do that. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, they're an island. How far is New Zealand from the next big country?
A billion
Miles away.
A billion at least.
And they're not like a financial capital or a cultural capital of the world.
No, they're not.
Can't compare apples and oranges. And
But I like to.
But look, the other thing is we invented time, didn't we?
We did invent time.
Humans?
No, the people from Greenwich.
Yeah, exactly. Greenwich Mean Time. That's where it starts.
Greenwich means time.
Do you know when
there's a fucking line on the lawn?
As the campaign was being waged to make Greenwich the
meantime,
there was a parallel campaign to make Giza the meantime.
Yeah.
So they lost and we won.
Yeah, they did
And
lose.
who writes the history books? Brexit voters.
Are you going to explain? Are you going to explain? Are you going to explain now how it makes more sense for Giza?
No, there was a perfectly acceptable argument to why Giza would.
Who are these geezers you speak of?
I'm just going to put this out there for you, Ben. You're going to regret about 60% of this podcast.
Yeah, that's fine.
Only 60%.
I don't think we're even 60% of the way through.
No, neither do I. The foam of this beer tastes like fairy liquid.
Does it smell or taste? It doesn't matter, does it?
Hop-ended.
Hop-ended.
This is one of the flavorly ones.
My missus pinched 2 of my beer 24 beers yesterday.
Really?
Yep.
The sour ones.
Beer 52, you mean?
Yeah.
That big bottle of sour Brooklyn beer sour is I'm not a fan of it.
I liked that one.
Did you? Oh, my camera's died again.
I like that one.
Hang on, I've chose the battery.
I had the stout fit. I'm on a classic lager now. It's all right. Bit gassy. That's a very long episode of Wind.
Tell me about it.
I want to rub your back and give it a pat.
Yeah, give me the reach round.
Pick you up.
From the inside out.
Pick you up and bite you on the back.
Yeah.
Do
you know, Phil? Sorry. Come on. Were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I was changing the subject, but
so was I. I was just going to say, I was desperate to come around this week. I won't say desperate. I was really keen to come around this week. I just wanted to give you a cuddle, really, and sit in the same room as you.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Really? we've been best friends for 30 years. I mean, there's not much more that we can know about each other or feel.
Do you know what I think? I think a lot of people are in mourning.
Who?
A lot of people are mourning the life that we had. And
okay. So name them and describe what they're feeling.
Well, I won't name names. I can't think of any names, just people in general.
Okay, so sorry. What are they experiencing then as part of the grieving process for what we've lost?
Sense of loss. That the way things were last year, that way of life is gone. And it probably, they keep talking about the new normal. The normal is gone. That's what I think people are feeling. Some people.
This is the thing, right? There's no way that the government can afford for us to continue like this. So it cannot continue like this.
In what way? What continue?
The way we're behaving, essentially. You cannot restrict commerce in the way it's been restricted through fear of contracting COVID.
When do you think handshaking will come back?
Exactly, that's what I mean. But I think next year. I think second peak, figure it all out. Everyone will get vaccinated. It'll mutate, which he already has done, which makes it more contagious, allegedly, which I've been listening to.
Milder.
But milder, yeah. But no, I was reading a scientific paper that said it had mutated and it was easier to catch, but same level of death and not death. So like 0.5% of people die from it still, or whatever it is. And again, it's not people dying of COVID, people dying with COVID. So, you know, if you're unfortunately a dementia patient that's got pneumonia and diabetes, and then you get COVID, and then you inflame, and then your body has a bad reaction to it, or you have heart disease and diabetes, and or you're overweight and you have, or you're my age and I don't have anything wrong with me, but your body reacts in a weird way to it and it inflames, and you die from it. It's just life, isn't it?
The thing that worries me is that the mission has changed.
The what's changed, sorry?
Mission. It was flatten the curve, wasn't it? Boris came on TV and he said,
yeah,
a lot of people are going to die. Thousands of people are going to lose loved ones. But we need to lock down, flatten the curve, to stop the NHS from being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And that's why we're into lockdown.
Yeah.
Now, the obsession is with number of cases, number of positive tests.
Yes. Now you mention it, yeah.
Yeah. The goal now is to have
zero cases.
0 cases and 0 deaths. And I can't see it ending anytime soon.
But government's run by business, isn't it? Surely.
In what way?
Well, you know how it's run by business, don't you? I can't remember the term.
I don't think any of these decisions have been made with business in the front of mind.
I think a lot of decisions have been made subsequently after they figured out the virus wasn't going to wipe out the entire population. So why are they encouraging people now to go back to work, but you can't meet more than 6 people out of your own home?
They're trying to regenerate economic activity, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's economic activity mean?
Commerce, trade.
Business. It's business,
yeah,
isn't it?
Without that,
exactly.
Service or doctors.
And, well, without that, you don't have a government, do you? Without money and where to direct the money that you receive through tax.
No, I don't know. I think a government's just a hierarchy, isn't it, of decision making?
Yeah, exactly. But the reason why they have a hierarchy is because they have the money to spend. Don't be fooled by this theatre of Parliament. It's because they have the money and they decide what's spent on hospitals, schools. Yeah, it's definite hierarchy. Hierarchy.
You have, hang on, you have governments exist before business. So if you're, in fact, you can see it today. If you go to Papua New Guinea, the indigenous tribes, they have a tribal leader. They have an hierarchy of.
And where does the tribal leader live?
in the tribal leader hut.
Exactly. The highest tree house.
But they don't trade. There's no commerce. No, you're saying business is government's all about business. But it doesn't. It's not necessarily so. It's
I
about.
think it is.
decision-making.
I think it's always about trade. I think it's always about making it better for your party of people.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So you think that so you're saying that the decision making on COVID is driven by business interests?
I think since sorry, yeah, go on, sorry.
You know, so the example being you can go to the pub, but you can't go to your mum's backyard.
Yeah, so you can go and spend money, but you can't. So, for example, I can go to Next, which I did the other day, and there's 30 people in there that I walk past. Obviously, socially distanced because no one's checking that. But I can't go to my mum's house, who's 79, lives by herself, doesn't really see anybody else. But I don't spend any money there, so I can't go there.
Yeah.
But I can because it's part of my bubble.
Yeah, if the trip isn't economically active,
Exactly.
then it's an unnecessary risk.
Exactly, yeah. So you can go to the
buy,
shop.
Buy your mum a card reader.
There's no benefit to society if you're going and visiting your mum.
Exactly, yeah.
You go to the shop.
It's not taxed, is it?
And well, you're helping to sustain a business and a job, and so people can buy food.
Well, I don't have time to take my mum to the shop. I just have time for her to come round to my house and spend time with me, and that's it.
But there's no value in that.
Exactly.
There is value in that.
Of course, there's value in
it.
Yeah.
As far as it concerns the state, there's no value in that.
Exactly.
Fuck the state.
Well, they make the rules, though, don't they?
Quietly, fuck the state.
So go and visit your family up in Northumbria.
Yeah, why not?
Exactly. Yeah, go and see a castle, test your
Get your
eyesight
eyes
out.
tested.
Did you see that thing? Was it producer Eamon that put that clip on?
PA.
Recently.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it was one of those, do you know, the twin doctors are all over the BBC recently.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, you can always go do something with COVID. And if you want to test your eyesight over a long distance, just go for a family drive or something like that, he said.
Yeah, it was on an interview, wasn't he, on This Morning or something?
The One Show.
One Show. And he made a snappy comment about Cummins going up to Castle Barnard to get his eyesight tested.
Previous guest Malin Baker did a very good video on that whole Dominic Cummings witch hunt.
He did.
The what did he call it? Media feeding frenzy. That failed in this case. It usually always brings down the guy once they get the sights on someone. Like David Mellor, or there's been loads throughout the last 20, 30 years.
The problem is when it's the head guy, it's difficult to remove him or her.
Him.
Well, got a lot of exciting stuff coming up.
What, on the Amish Inquisition podcast?
Yeah.
150 plus. I'm going to talk to that bee lady.
Yeah.
Get her on.
Yeah.
Bees are amazing. Amazing and important.
Wasn't there a story about Monsanto creating robotic bees?
How much would one robotic bee cost, though?
Not much.
Let's say it's £1.
I think you'd be wrong if you think about all the research and development behind that one robotic bee. It's going to be phenomenal. What do you want it to do? Just listen in or sniff or what?
Sniff, probably.
Sniff, yeah.
It just has to fly from one plant to another, doesn't it?
Yeah, Ben, come on.
You
Don't
mean
overcomplicate
robotic
it.
bees to pollinate plants?
Yeah.
You can't just pollinate one plant with another. It has to be the same species, otherwise there's sex. That's how they have sex. It doesn't work otherwise. I mean, how's the robotic bee going to know which flower to go to? Bees have pheromones and dances and all kinds of mad shit going on. They are arguably far more evolved than we are. Caveat, I can't argue that, but someone might.
It's funny how some people can just go up to a beehive and just stick their hands in and pull the honey out. And
That video was phenomenal. She knew exactly the behavior of the bees and exactly if or if not she was going to be stung. And what blew my mind the most is she spotted the queen and they put a ring around it on the video. And I was like, it's just another bee.
It's like a thousand of them crawling around this thing. Oh, there's the queen. What?
Yeah. Could you imagine day one as a beekeeper going?
It's extra long.
Did I find the queen?
Have you ever watched Alien? It had that big hangy arse thing.
Yeah, of course it did. Get away from her, you bitch.
Look for the hangy arse.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Oh.
Ah.
Good film.
Can you just turn the stream off now?
No, let's leave it on. I'm going to post on Twitter again.
Oh, God.
What an idiot.
Honestly, I'm
See if
so
we get-
sorry.
See if we can. I think the sun has moved now, so we can get South American Spanish speakers on.
Oh, we could get some American guys on, but I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing. Who have we had on who we thought we made a relationship with? That we thought, oh, I could be a friend with him. Ben. No one. Phil.
Hang on.
Well, pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Sorry, Phil. Ben.
Comitan then.
Yeah.
Ben,
Gillian.
No, I like
Christy.
Comitan.
I like Christy.
Who would I go for?
Ian was nice. They've all been nice. Phil's right. They've all been excellent. I can't think of a single person where I've thought this guy's
I can
a
think of
little
one.
less than excellent.
I can think of one, but I'm not going to say.
I don't think there's been anyone horrific, has there?
No.
We've not had, like what Shane said was like, we had to step back and say, fuck, who's this kind of thing?
I think I won't say my favourite because that's
Oh.
fair, but one of my favourites was probably Ryan Seven.
I enjoyed
Ryan
Ryan Seven. Yeah, he was a good talker, wasn't he?
Excellent.
If you could elevate anyone to immortality, and
Me.
it wasn't Jim Bamber, who else would it be?
Jim was 70 this week.
Fucking legend. Yeah. 70.
Of August.
That's such a weird question.
I go Gillian
That's my
Hovell.
MO.
You go
Gillian.
to Marvel.
Hovell, yeah. I really
I'd love
enjoyed
to
it.
talk to her again. She knows so much about.
I think I'd have to read
Okay.
about that all the about those bones buried, and then dig down. Say, Gillian, tell me about this fucking antler.
Dig deeper.
She was incredibly down to earth, Gillian.
Brilliant guess.
Yes, and she was really friendly, and I would take her out for a glass of wine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And say, Gillian, tell me about the bones. Tell me how the roofs blew off the houses.
Who was our first guest who we didn't know previously?
Peter Jones.
Was it-
No, sorry. No. If you go right back, it was fuck, what's his name? He shagged his sister. Not Luke Skywalker.
Tom.
Tom. It was Tom, wasn't it?
No, we know Tom. We knew Tom. for
Oh, we
years.
didn't know. Right, shit.
Whoa. And Tom didn't shag his sister.
No, we pretended to. In the podcast.
In the podcast, right? Okay. All right.
I think it was Peter Jones.
That we didn't know. Yeah.
So the first.
Because we said, oh, yeah, we'll just get some guests on. And Phil got him. Phil Googled organs for some reason.
I Googled King of the Organs.
Peter Jones.
Phil, to be fair, you are an absolute legend in getting this podcast steaming forward, getting the guests in, doing all the production stuff, getting the roadcaster, getting everything nailed. You deserve a salute.
Ben. And all we do is, add the entertainment.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying.
Colour commentator.
Yeah.
We provide madness and symbols.
We've got some really good guests coming up.
Honestly, the next 150 episodes are going to be amazing. Amazing.
Ricky Verandas coming in your ears next week.
Coming in your ears. Who is he?
Can we just not talk to him?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Coming in your ears next week. A little
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
151. Adam Stokes next Sunday. We're going to learn about the giants of North America. I can't wait for that. Giant bones.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Georgia Van Ralt on Sex Magic.
Woodchucker Baby.
And I've been reading started his book last night. Well, one of his books. He's written loads. Astrotheology for Life by David Matheson.
I thought it was Comic 10.
Dave Matheson coming in November. Got loads of good stuff coming on. I'm amazed these people will talk to us, to be honest.
Jim Bamber was before Peter Jones.
Was he? But I knew him.
Yeah. Oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, Jim's an excellent guest.
Legend. That series is a phenomenal kind of record of his life, essentially. And it's an interesting life, to say the least.
It was an autobiography, essentially, over like 4 podcasts. And like I said, his life is fucking bananas. None of us will ever have the experiences that he had.
Yeah.
It's like when he was in New Zealand, when he was in that biker, he was living in that biker gang compound.
Shit, yeah. Madness.
Absolutely bananas. And such a nice guy as well. And I hope he's well. Turned 70 this week. I hope he's all right.
Yeah. Well, we should do part 5.
Yeah. Maybe we will. Maybe that could be our Christmas special.
Yeah, Christmas. We want to get some more guys out.
Jim meets Matt.
Yeah,
mate, you've not met him, have you?
Nope.
He's in your field as well.
Exactly. I think Shane was didn't think I was talking the truth.
In what way? Oh, that you work in mental health.
Yeah. I am the mental health master. I'm not a mental health master at all.
You're a professional though in the field.
Of mental health. Oh no.
What have you done?
Just got a bit foamy.
Oh, which one's that? I don't think I got that.
That's a brew dog. I think it's basically. Do you know when? Did your dad ever talk about drinking mild?
Yeah, I've drank mild.
All right. I was just asking a question.
I'm also a dad now, so I don't know if the two are connected, but I remember drinking mild before I was a dad.
Do you remember your dad talking about mild? Because I asked my dad, say, what do you drink at the pub? When it was basically when I was going out to the pub when I was a young adult, and it was lager. You just drank lager, didn't you?
Did.
Awful. I said no. I drank mild, and it was room temperature, basically. And this is mild. It's an amber brew.
Nice. You knew his beer.
They go in,
Mild's a good choice.
they go into a pub and ask for half a mild and 4 straws.
Did you remember going into Beat Street Cafe near college?
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Never out of it.
And there was another one. There was another pub that was closer to college, but occasionally the lecturers came into that one, so it was a bit.
Yeah, that was the
edgy,
one.
Opposite Naffia.
Yeah, that was the.
King Edwards.
Yeah. That was a proper pub.
It was sticky floors, all the usual.
Beach Street was a fucking shithole compared.
It was a shithole, and it was great, and then it closed down.
Yeah, and it's subsequently never opened. It's the only bar stroke pub that I've been in and got served in as a 16-year-old that's never reopened. I think it's been demolished recently.
Yeah, it's been there for a while. Did you ever go in the zoo after the warehouse?
I'd never been in that one that was up. Yeah, what you're talking about, across
By
from
the
Manchester Road.
Bus station, car park, yeah.
Never been in there. Fucking a load of people.
Never served alcohol. It was just tea and coffee,
Yeah,
and you
I know,
could
yeah.
smoke in there. And it was just you'd
When
go.
you say
to,
smoke, because you smoke.
I said smoke because
Smoke.
I smoke.
When you say smoke, do you mean smoke?
You could smoke.
Smoke.
You could smoke whatever you want.
All right, okay.
Uh,
That's why I couldn't understand why people went in there. I'm too literal.
Well, no, it wasn't like, hey, guy, come and smoke some whatever you want, not pole. But A, I'm sure you could if you wanted, and B, it just wasn't policed, maybe, shall I say?
I think the
I
other
will
thing
say
is,
that. I'm saying
I think the other thing is,
I'm in charge.
I think the other thing is, when people smoked, it wasn't as stinky, was it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, back in the day in college.
Back in the day when I smoked, in inverted commas, most of my cigarettes didn't smell that bad as what when I walk past the local bus stop and there's this guy smoking and he fucking stinks.
Your taxi driver wasn't giving you the right stuff then.
Yeah, he smoked a tea bag.
Yeah. Oh, funny story, true story. I bought a tea bag once for 20 quid.
No, you've told that story about 5 times, Ben.
Not on the podcast, but
No, you have. You have.
Oh, it's a true story.
This is one story.
Yeah, no, it's
True
his story.
story.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might as well do it on the broadcast.
Why not?
Oh,
But yeah, the zoo was fucking amazing, man. You go to the Old Dog for a bit after you've been through town a bit, maybe dodge the wankers.
So you were talking about going to that zoo place after a night out.
Yeah, you go to the
Oh,
Old
right,
Dog.
okay.
Then you'd go to the warehouse, and then you'd go to the zoo. So it was like 4 a.m.
Phil,
and
we
then
were
afterwards, me and Matt used to go to the Maharaja, I'm sure, after the warehouse.
We went there once, Ben.
Once.
I remember.
Good times.
I remember the other way around, Ben. I remember going to. You said
The
I
Old
went
Dog.
to the warehouse. I went to the warehouse. Then I
Yeah.
went to the Old Dog because that was up until 4 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning.
later on, it used to be up until
And
4
then
a.m.
we went to the Maharaja.
Yeah. I was absolutely arsehole from maybe 7 p.m. on a lot of those nights.
Well, yeah,
But that was the way. That was the way. It is the way.
exactly. When we went to Newman College, we went to. I never went into the pub that was across the road from the college because I wasn't Phil. I went to the Old Dog because that was the only place that would serve us, and the Old Bull,
Aquilenium for student nights
and
out.
then Aquilenium for like my 16-year-old night out.
Absolutely amazing. Used to be Arabella's, I think. It was Arabella's for the
It was
first one.
Arabella's, wasn't it? And then it was
Yeah.
Aquilenium.
Changed.
A pound for an eggy pint.
Fucking hell! No, it was
So-
50. It was 50p.
Yeah, do you remember GB Lager?
I was
And
just
it was
about
like
to
a
say.
tap?
I was just about to say GB Lager, and it was awful. And they served it, yeah. And I remember there was people we went out with who had an entire pint of GB just in front of them, and it smelled like fucking rotten eggs. And they never drank it the entire night. And I just thought, good on you, good on you.
Amazing.
Fuck.
Amazing.
Do you think that happens anymore? Do
I
you
don't
think it
know.
happens?
It's weird, right? Because I see town and I think, well, where would I go now? And what would happen? Because I remember going to Old Dog, Warehouse, Zoo, Aquilenium, wherever it was, and then I'd walk to whoever I was staying with, whoever's house I was crashing at. And I remember distinctly walking home to Penwortham, for fuck's sake, through Avon Park, and it being foggy and shit, and like everything's nuts, and I'm absolutely blasted out of my head. And I don't even know if people do that nowadays. I'm sure they do, but I wouldn't do it now, obviously.
I think people might do it in the same way. I think the problem is people get loaded before they go out, don't they? It's all about pre-drinks now, isn't it?
It is. I remember I was seeing a girl. This must have been when I was at uni. She was in Preston, so I'd come back at the weekends, and she had a mate who lived in a flat next to Roper Hall. And I remember distinctly going up to that flat and drinking like loads of wine and shit, and there was nothing happening except drinking. And then we go to the Adelphi and then Roper Hall, and that was it. And it was a bit odd because there was so many bars and stuff in Preston open. I don't know. I mean,
But that's the other thing
it's
about
cheap,
Roper Hall.
isn't it, I guess.
Everyone went to Roper Hall. Do you remember going to Roper Hall and waiting at the bar, and it was like 4 or 5 people deep?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like something you would never experience anymore in a nightclub.
You'd sober up by the time you were
That's what I
18.
mean. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Seriously.
Yeah.
You're waiting there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then that was the other fucking irritating thing when the fucking barmaid went that way or that way and that way and that way and that way and that way, and then slowly came back to you. Fucking
Just
hell.
think you've got to up your bar presence.
But it's never. That
that's
was the other
not-
thing, wasn't
that's
it?
not it.
No, because it was like 6 people deep.
Yeah, they're trained.
Crazy times.
I used to work at the Varsity. Don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, it's still there.
Back
It's
in the day,
Hogarth,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's- Yeah.
How many glasses did you smash?
Oh, several. It was a rough place, that Varsity, and I didn't realize it at the time. I just thought it was, they pay me money and I give out drinks. Here's my mates. Here's a double for double pricing.
I remember me and Panhead throwing up on the balcony.
Yeah, I also remember that. I had to clean it up. No, I didn't.
Oh dear.
Interesting. It was good, like getting off a shift at 9 o'clock, because that was gold. You guys would come in, and then we'd go off to fuck off somewhere else.
Sort of the whole working week revolved around drinking.
Yeah.
Friday night and Saturday night, and sometimes midweek.
Yeah, Tuesdays Aquilinium. There was a I know when Warehouse was always Friday, Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was different. I love going to both nights because you had like an 80s kind of ground floor where I met my wife.
Yeah.
You were there. You and Matt were there when I met my wife. Yeah.
Kind of.
On the ground floor. Blondie was on.
Half remember something.
Yeah. Well, we were severely.
What the fuck did she see in him?
Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? It's good though. It's good. We have been back. We've both been back, and I know we've been back. You, me, and Matt.
Well, that was horrific. What were we about?
Yeah, and it's awful. I remember distinctly, like people saying, a girl came up to us and said, "You're too old to be in here," kind of thing. That's like, oh fuck! But even now, thinking about that horrendous experience, I think, you know what? You fucking own it. I'll be back there when I'm grey.
Well, who was it? Was it? Oh, it was our. Well, he's our last guest, but it'll be on the next podcast. Ricky was talking about life's about experiences.
It is. It is.
You only get one.
And you've got those. I mean, honestly, like going back in my mind, there is a lot of warehouse experience because I spent a fair amount of my formative years there. There's a lot of there is a lot of drinking and going out experiences. That's where we all cemented our relationship. All seven of us were. That's where it happened, and that's important, and it will be important going forward. And I am absolutely certain that I will go back to the warehouse again if it doesn't end. I'm certain we will go back. We are going to go back, and we're going to experience that dripping ceiling on the top floor.
Why would you ever doubt that? I know we've only just come back, but why would you ever doubt that?
I'm just solidifying it.
Stalactite. Which one's stalactites and which one's stalagmites?
Tights hang down like tights, and mites hang up.
No. Stalactites hang tight.
Yeah, like tights.
Hang tight.
Like tights on a washing line. Tights.
Stalagmites stand up.
Like dead dust mites.
Both said the same thing, but managed to argue each other.
It's brilliant.
Because Ben said it wrong.
I got the wrong anecdote.
Oh, thank you for admitting. Takes a big man.
Got my family portraits here. There's
A
there's
corpse
Dad.
and a chicken.
Yeah.
That's what gave birth
The
to him.
Carpathian.
Vigo.
Oh, what was it called?
Herpes.
No.
Cannibal.
It's all about Carthage, isn't it?
The sacking.
The sacking of Carthage.
Yeah. Have you learned anything off this podcast? What year was it?
So it's 17, 16, 15, 1. 1, 17. 1.
No. So it must be outside of the Bronze Age collapse.
Exactly, yeah. After that.
Then into antiquity.
Classical period, yeah.
I'm saying
400 BC.
no. Let's see what's Phil's face. Oh, you're so loud, Ben. It feels so quiet. Can't see his face. It's just all about Ben. I'm gonna pin Phil's face.
Before Christ or after Christ? That would narrow it down.
Yeah, good point. Good point. What did Phil say? I remember watching a documentary and they had quite a lot of wars with Carthage, didn't they? Before they beat them. Was it the fourth time?
It was 3 pubic.
Three pubic wars.
Yeah, it's the last Punic War. They finally said enough is enough. We're going to burn it.
Right.
Oh, look at that.
I'm gonna put my balls on the line. I'm gonna say post Christ.
Okay.
Is it post Christ?
No.
Ah, fuck off, you dig. It's not post Christ. It's not. So it's BC.
Yeah, it's not during the Empire. It's during the Republic. Before you had Caesars.
Before Caesars.
They were the two main power, what you call them, superpowers in the region.
Carthage and
Rome. Whoever won would gain Sicily and take over the Mediterranean. So it's before the emperors. He's nowhere near, Ben.
Oh, mate.
What's
So we
Ben
got
gonna
with
say?
400 BC.
Oh.
Okay.
What do I get another go?
I don't know. There's no rules, is there?
Yeah, there's rules. I get another go until I get it right.
Be here a while.
What was your first guess? 1995.
Why are you laughing like that's true?
He's narrowed it down to before Christ.
My original guess was post Christ.
Yeah. And he got that wrong, so he knows it's before Christ. And that's quite a lot of time. Quite a lot of time before Christ.
Well, it depends on your outlook.
Well, yeah, time is a man-made construct.
The social construct.
I'm going to say...
Googling it or what?
What are we looking for now again?
Sacking of Carthage was in what year?
166.
Close.
BC.
Close. 146.
I
What did
didn't
Ben
actually
say?
Google it. 400.
Oh, why have we got Ben in the waiting room?
Forget it.
It's him kicking about on his phone.
I was trying to copy the link.
Oh, it's all right. Don't put it on Twitter again.
Why? Honestly, I feel like the next time might be all right.
It should still be there, shouldn't it?
No, I deleted it.
Oh, fuck. Right.
Then there we go again. I'll go again, honestly, right? If in 5 seconds it goes acoustic, we're on to a winner. Why? Why do people
Technically, technically we could still go out in a town centre now. No, in fact, it's all been curfewed, hasn't it, until 10 o'clock. Pubs are only open till 10.
Yeah.
So you can't go to a nightclub or whatever.
No, nightclubs are done.
Yeah, so what me and Phil did last week, 2 weeks ago, we could do again.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, till 10. Till 10.
Yeah, it was like 8 till, I don't know, 7. I don't know what time I arrived.
8 till 7.
I left before 10.
Thing is, the kids, you only get done putting the kids to bed at 8.
Exactly, yeah.
Change and go to the pub, and know that you're going to get kicked out at 10.
Fuck that shit.
Hardly worth bothering, is it?
That's why it works.
Yeah, it's it's just go out less. Don't.
Fuck off.
Do you know, I had one of the best nights of my life when us three went to the warehouse and we just danced for an hour, and the sweat was dripping off the
The night
I remember that night.
when the girl said you're too old to be in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, last night in the warehouse.
we had a really good night that night, didn't we?
Yeah, they played the killer.
Yeah, great time.
It was just like hit after hit, wasn't it, on the top floor?
Yeah.
It was great. And then he played to
back just to know her name.
17 tracks and I've had it with this game. It's out of tune, but
We need that Portuguese guy to play it for us.
At this point, I think we could play some tracks.
In what we can't, we'll have to kill the stream, which is fine.
Yeah, we could kill the stream now.
Play some tunes.
Yep. Right then, we'll sign off.
Yeah, 150.
Quite a long excursion. This has anyone been keeping a track of the time? I've no idea.
Yeah,
3 hours 44 minutes.
3 hours 20 minutes.
We didn't even do any housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Have we got any? I was right last week on swine flu.
Is that the housekeeping done?
Done.
Right, it's on swine flu.
I got hairy cunts.
I can't have children with a whore.
Because I'm literally a communist.
I got hairy legs.
Grape.
Current.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
What you need to do with the dessert spoon is put it in a bowl of warm water as well before you shove it up your arse.
I'm a blind man.
Classic.
I imagined the carrot was my penis.
Have we stopped recording yet?
No.
Tell me when you have.